Here. Okay, and I gotta hit a couple of different buttons to get this going. Alright, so there we go. I believe that we are feeding out to the folks out there in the world. You guys let me know how my audio's coming in and all that kind of stuff. We are live here on Utreon so we can actually hold guns. Yes, that's right. YouTube does not allow us to just simply hold some plastic and steel while we are live here on the show. So if you want to join us live, go to Utreon/Who Moved My Freedom podcast. If you're listening to this on audio and you want to join us, or you're watching this later because we put it up on YouTube after the fact, you can come over to Utreon/Who Moved My Freedom to join us live here. My apologies for the late start here. We had some technical difficulties in the background. There you go. I'm not going to blame it all on you, but yeah, it's basically your fault. So
yeah. I'm married to one of those too, so everything that I do is my fault.
Yes. So I always mess this up. Because no matter what I tell myself in my brain, is it Kotaboy or Kotaboy, right? Kotaboy.
Yeah, but you know what? It's because everybody thought I was a gay porn star. I decided just to change it to KB32.
I noticed.
So just call everybody. Well, so it's funny because everybody's like KB. And it turned out it sounded pretty cool. So I was like, all right, I'm KB now.
All right. So you identify as KB now.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks.
So Kotaboy32 of KB32 Tactical on YouTube. But let me, if you're ready, I'm ready, and I will kick the show off here. We'll get it. We haven't done. You and I haven't done this in a while, so here we go.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation. Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Franklin Armory. Franklin Armory provides 100% US-made firearms and awesome binary option triggers. Their focus and purpose is to provide freedom tools to all Americans, especially those in not-so-free states. So when you're in the market, please consider Franklin Armory. All right, boom. Oh, geez. Yeah, here we go. Got this set up right. Okay, so we are live. There you go. Jazz hands. Do you remember this? KB, there you go. Jazz hands. Taking it back from the terrorists. I hope you guys have your big girl panties on. We are live. This is episode 981 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. And yes, and you know what we're trying to do on the ramp up to 1,000 episodes, we want to have like the best guests. So there you go. KB32.
Where's Flying Rich at?
Yeah. Well, so okay. Flying Rich.
I found out today that what's his name? CRS Firearms is a YouTube superstar. So according to
of course he is. Come on, that's harsh. Flying Rich said to tell you. Actually, he was going to come on when we didn't know what was going on with you. We were telling Rich to come on. He says, "Tell John I'm mad at him." So I don't know what's up with that.
I know. So here's the thing. I did just now send him a belated Happy Easter return. He wished me a Happy Easter.
Okay.
And I had 16 people at my house.
Yeah, I know how that could be. I understand.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I understand. But he's shouting you out there. There you go. He says, "Where was KB32 hiding at the gather?" Okay, he wasn't hiding. I saw him. He was all up and down in that gathering.
Yeah, and from what I understand, I thought John Crump was down there also. So
yeah.
I must admit, he must have came on Friday. I did not see him on Saturday.
Oh no, John was there the whole time. So you didn't see Crump either?
No. I saw Such. And the funny thing is, he walked up to me and said, "What's up, John?" I was like,
"Yeah.
Such, Don, how are you?" That was really good.
Yeah, we saw him too.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw him. It was weird. How did you know why you missed Crump? Because people do not often see Crump out amongst the humans. Everyone thinks he's a hologram or something like that.
No, he is an ugly dude. I mean, he is. I mean, by far probably one of. If you met him in person, Oh my God, it's hideous.
Oh
It's like
boy.
the Phantom of the Opera. Okay, all right, I won't bust his balls anymore.
Wow.
He's a good guy. Yeah,
Wow.
he's one of those guys that's actually out there doing the work, finding out what's going on in our
Hmm.
U2A world, and
Hmm.
needs to be commended for that. And the video I did today was actually he sends me an email last night, and all he does is sends a link, and I go, I'm on it, and then
Oh,
that's
okay.
it. Get the news out. So
Yeah.
he's my source of some really good information out there. So
Yeah. So here's the weird thing about Crump, right? Um, so when you see him in person, he is taller than you expect. Am I wrong? Do you think feel like Whenever I see him in person and I know him, I've hung out with him, all that kind of stuff. We've shared the same room in places, and every time I
Mhm.
see him, I go, you look taller to me than you're supposed to look, because
I Yeah, I don't know. I'm 6'2", so I've got an advantage on the majority of the folks out there.
hmm
So I'm not sure, but yeah, he's one of the most unique, wonderful kind of guys, and people don't
yeah, he's
really
a good dude.
know. If you don't know who he is, you don't know what he did or does, and
hmm
uh, very neat dude, very smart fellow too, very
Yeah.
very smart fellow.
Hun,
So
well, how do we say it? Unsung hero. Here's
yeah,
so. Have you ever looked at the Venture Brothers? I know we're getting right into craziness. We're getting right into craziness.
no,
Have you ever seen the
no,
cartoon? It's a cartoon. It's like there's these adult cartoons. They're not.
yeah.
They're not for kids. There's not bad stuff. Not well. I shouldn't say that. There actually is some
I think I
probably
caught caught my daughter watching that some one time. What's they call that stuff? The
Adult Swim.
Nah, yeah, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a,
So
I can't
Venture
remember.
Brothers, this character in Venture Brothers called Master Billy Quizboy. Here, I'm gonna put it on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about, so you don't think I'm totally
Okay,
crazy.
well, that's
This
him.
this is what this is Crump. This is Crump, dude. he's gonna
So
he's gonna
I
get he's gonna get me for that one. I promise you.
I have so I downloaded. I've actually have his picture on my other computer over here because I said I'm gonna frame a photo and put it behind me because you won't do it. So I just make sure to put on those videos.
Right. Let me see if I can find a
His
picture.
headshot. He's like this.
I'm trying to see if I can find a picture with me. Oh, here we go. So here's me, him, and Flying Rich at the show.
Oh wow.
Tell
Oh,
me he doesn't.
doggone it.
Tell me Crump doesn't look like Quiz Boy. Look at that,
Yes, Johnny
right?
Rocket.
Yeah, but amazingly, he's a tall dude, and he could do some things like he's not. He's a weird. Crump is a weird character because he's nerdy and all that, but then he's athletic, which is weird to me. He can ice skate and all that kind of weird
What?
stuff that I cannot
I
do.
didn't know that, man. That's really cool, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty neat.
So, I don't know
Yeah.
if there's things like that happen with you, like skills people don't realize you have. Like, can you secretly ballroom dance and the rest of us don't know about it?
It's
You could tell.
interesting that you would say that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I took ballroom dancing for 2 years.
Oh.
I I worked in Chicago,
hmm
and I would fly home on either Friday morning or Saturday morning. I worked third shift, Federal Building up there, the Dirksen Building,
hmm
and I would fly home and go straight to the ballroom dancing field where we paid to have. She was a little tiny thing. Her waistline was like this big, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did ballroom dancing, and
Now we want to see video, dude. Sorry.
no, dude,
Yeah.
it was ugly.
Come on
It
now.
was ugly ballroom. Back when I was skinny too, so
Okay.
yeah,
So you don't get dressed up sometimes, go out with the wife, put on a nice, I don't know, was
I
it a
mean, hey, well,
tuxedo in ballroom dancing? I don't know.
no, no, we just dressed up in a really cool, like a black tank turtleneck kind of thing, black
hmm
slacks and dance shoes. But yeah,
hmm
I know, man, we're getting deep into the weeds here.
Come on, the people
Uh,
want to know the other
I
side
know.
of
Yes, and
KB32.
I own a tuxedo. Yes,
Oh wow.
and wear it on occasion.
hmm
We were invited to some fundraisers and uh, some. You have a couple weddings. I went to my first gay wedding
Interesting.
last year. Matter of fact,
Oh,
I think they're separated already.
what?
But I I I say, hey, I think everybody should try it at least once.
Right.
It's to
What?
each
Try
their
a
own.
gay wedding?
Yeah, no, what getting married?
Getting married,
So,
yes, yes.
yeah. I don't really care. It's like
Mm-hmm.
everybody's like, "You're." I had a guy accuse me of being the biggest racist in the
Mm-hmm.
entire free world, and I go,
Mm-hmm.
"No, you just labeled me for everything other than what is racism it stands for. You labeled me first of all,
Mm-hmm.
asshole, and that was
Mm-hmm.
the worst thing you could have done because you showed your true colors. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not. I am not homophobic. I'm not xenophobic. Whatever. I'm not any of those names. I said some of my best friends are gay, and I don't care. I could give a
Mm-hmm.
shit, but they're not throwing in my face. I had a guy show up with one of our friends, and he was from Cleveland, Ohio,
Mm-hmm.
and he was such a he rolled a well. First of all, you should have seen the little satin shorts he's wearing with the basketball shoes that were like the Duck Duck Goes or whatever they call.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a victim from minute one. I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
then he called my wife. He accused her of having toxic masculinity. And I
Your
go,
wife?
okay, this, yeah. I said, all right, dude, you just, she's got a bigger one than me, but Jesus, man,
Mm-hmm.
don't give her all that credit because she's going to take it and use it against me. But it's interesting how people think. But no,
Mm-hmm.
went to my first gay wedding, and I know this is probably farthest thing from the toxic anywhere. And it was a, formal. You had to wear a tuxedo, so I brought the tuxedo out,
Mm-hmm.
and I had never seen some of the best dressed people in my entire life. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, wow, that
Yeah.
guy's looking sharp. Then at our table there were a bunch of flight attendants
Mm-hmm.
from Orlando, based out of Orlando. So they had a lot of good friends who were at that bar that night that got shot up from that guy. And then
Um.
my wife's like, they're like, so what do you do? And she goes, my husband has a YouTube channel. They go, what do you do? It's on guns.
You
And
didn't know
that
what was
went
going
over
to happen after that, right?
man,
Like,
well, you know what? I just looked at it. I can't believe it. I said, if just one person had a gun
mm-hmm.
in that thing, you know what? Why did he hit your
Yeah.
target? Because he knew the likelihood of somebody having a firearm. And they were like, oh, you're right.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, man, every time some one of these horrible things happen out there, that thought, goes through all of our minds, I think, right? Like this thing that happened recently in Kentucky. Imagine a bank
yeah.
in Kentucky and no one is armed in there. Wow. That's
Well, where in Kentucky was it? Because there's a couple
Louisville.
places in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're probably talking it's a college town. Nobody believes in firearms. Everybody's up and up and yada yada
In a
yada.
bank?
And they don't, yeah. Um,
In a bank.
and the guy shot how many people? 6,
I
5?
think so. I know a couple of cops got shot up. To me, a lot of these things, I don't react to right after they happen. And at this point, I think we're
Hmm.
probably in a safe zone in terms of time. But there's a bunch of details I think that still haven't come out. I know it was a younger guy, younger white guy who reportedly, allegedly, or however you want to put
Now,
it,
why you got to be a
had,
white guy? Why we got to go there?
this
I'm joking,
young white gentleman, um,
dude.
but but apparently he had some mental issues and he got fired and decided to go in there with
Yeah.
an AR. But it's weird to me that there weren't even bank security guards that were armed. I don't.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
just
or
weird.
if they have a hired out security.
Hmm.
So we've got our local grocery store. As a matter of fact,
Hmm.
Mike Guns and Gear put a video out of some dude whacking the side of a car the other day. And I was like, wow, that looks familiar. That's walking distance from my house.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
I showed it to my wife and a couple
Hmm.
of our friends, and I said, this is why you need to make sure you're protected. First of all, it's in North Carolina. The guy
Hmm.
was from New York. He got out of the car, they blocked him off, and he's beating the side of his car. Secondly, this guy's probably used to doing shit like this because the majority of the people up in New York don't carry firearms.
Oh, is this the footage where the guy's like smashing up someone's car and then he goes to the window like he's gonna smash the window and then gets blasted from inside?
No,
Is
no,
that
no, no,
that?
no. He didn't, no.
Oh,
There was no gun action in the thing.
oh, okay,
Uh,
okay. Because I
and that
saw I
guy,
saw something like that where a guy was
yeah.
smashing up a dude's car and then went to smash the window and got blasted. Well,
Well,
that's what
yeah.
happens to you.
Yeah, that's even close
Mm-hmm.
on the law scale because you
Mm-hmm.
technically, well, in North Carolina, okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you have to be inside the car. If you reach into the car, you're fair game. But if you're outside the car, that's called second degree murder.
So if you're
Uh,
so okay, let me see if I understand that. So if you're in your car, someone's attacking your car, smashing it up, and then they come to smash your window, you've got
they
to
got to
wait
be
until
in.
you got to wait until
You
they
got
smash the window.
yeah, literally. I mean, for the most case, if you are sitting there and you
Mm-hmm.
have a firearm sitting in your lap and he's that close enough and he sees that, it's probably going to back off,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Unless he's jacked up on something going crazy. But in North Carolina, we have the Castle Doctrine. I think it's Castle Doctrine. I know that Richard Elby, he'll correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're in your place of business, you're in your car. If you're sitting on your motorcycle, if somebody tries
Mm-hmm.
to touch your person and you're sitting on in a very harmful way, you feel like
Mm-hmm.
your life's threatened. You can take them out.
Okay.
Um, but and then they cross the threshold in your home. You might have to prove that you had a reason, but you can
Mm-hmm.
shoot anybody in your house. It doesn't matter. If somebody gets angry at you, I can whip out a gun and pop them in the head. Say I feel threatened in my own home.
Mm-hmm.
Probably gonna have to prove that fact. Maybe put a
Mm-hmm.
knife in his hands. Not giving it legal advice. Okay.
Yes,
And I don't
definitely
think
not.
that's.
And we
I don't
are
know
a
if that.
comedy. We are a comedy show.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that
We're here for
qualifies as a legal
comedy.
advice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, folks. I'll be here all week. Please don't forget to tip your
Right.
staff. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Now, I will tell you this. I just about a month ago, actually, exactly
Mm-hmm.
almost a month ago, actually. Yeah, I was invited out to Abilene, Texas, to hog hunt from a helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever have an opportunity, it's even better when you're not paying for it. But if you ever have an opportunity to do something like that, it is
Mm-hmm.
absolutely unreal. And then people are like, "How many did you get?" And it's like, "Well, there were four of us. We got to fly 2 hours each,
Mm-hmm.
and during that 4 hours, 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, yeah, we shot over 130 hogs
Oh, cool. Okay.
and 17 coyotes. And I was like, why are we
Oh,
killing the
wow.
coyotes? They're so cute. And they were like, well,
Oh.
what happens is the pilots on there say, well, imagine if you will, a heifer's in the middle of having a calf. So
Mm-hmm.
what they do is they gather around and they wait for her to be in the middle of, giving birth, and they kill her while the calf is still coming out. And then they drag the calf out and they eat it and the mother too. And I go, turn this thing around. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, coyotes are horrible things, man. We've got a serious coyote problem in America, and of course, hogs are invasive to lots of environments.
Oh yeah.
So we've got a horrible problem with that. Even here where I live, we've got coyotes coming onto the property all the time. Because my dog's not here. My dog died, and he was a big dog. He lived outside. We didn't have those problems, and now we do have those problems. And it always seems to be like I walk outside without my rifle, and
Hmm.
then I see a coyote or a
There
fox
they
or
are.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I,
mhm,
It's I live in the city proper.
mhm,
Okay, our lots are 0.15 acre. It's ridiculous. It takes 20 minutes to mow your grass. You're done.
mhm.
And if you want it to look good, you got to do edging and blowing the rest of that stuff. So we have coyotes in our neighborhood, and everybody's
Mhm.
watch your dogs. And I'm
Yeah.
like, not worried about a big dog. But all these that have the boutique dogs are like this big.
Mhm.
And then one of the interesting thing is we have barred owls. Okay, and these owls have like a 8 foot wingspan.
Wingspan. Yeah.
And I just laughed, and then my mother-in-law used to come down here, God rest her soul.
Mhm.
She had two dogs, and I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Hey, you hear that?" She goes, "What's that?" I said, "That's the hoot owl."
I've got owls here. Sometimes I sit here and I watch because I've got a lot of squirrels. By the way, living out in the country, it's fun. It's awesome,
Hmm.
but nature is trying to kill you
Oh
and
yeah,
take
yeah.
over your house.
Speaking of squirrels, I said, "Shit, man, if we had something where we ran out of food," I said,
Hmm.
we might live in a city, but there's more squirrels around here. I said, y'all just gonna have to get used to it. Yeah, I
Hmm.
grew up eating squirrels, man.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was 12 years old, I'd go out and shoot two squirrels, clean them. My mother would boil them
Yeah.
and pan sear them.
Yeah. That was good eating. I've
That's
never
good
had
ain't there,
squirrel.
boss.
Yeah, I've never
I
had
don't care
squirrel.
how you know.
I hate the squirrels. There was a guy in the barber shop one day who offered to come here and kill all the squirrels for me because he eats them. So, and then I'm just too busy to like do something about all these things. But I'm out in nature. But I will see, and we've got big squirrels too here, man. But I'll be outside for some reason, and I will see the owls come down and grab a squirrel and fly away with their butts. And it is everything lives here. It's amazing. And then it's funny, you were talking about I just saw this on Instagram, and at first I was like, I don't know if this is real or not. So whether or not it's real, this is right in the path of what you were talking about here. Hold on, let me see. Oh wait, what happened? I thought I just pulled it up here. Yeah, this is right in the path of what you were talking about. With here we go. Look at that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that. That looks like a bald eagle, and it's got a dog. See that thing? That is a little puppy.
And that's a little puppy going, "Hey, where are we going?"
Yeah, like, what's happening?
Hi, where's mommy?
Never to be. It's kind of, if you're a dog lover, it's kind of sad, but I guess it's circle of life.
Yeah. I think it's like a little baby. Looks like a little cuddly, fluffy baby sheep. I don't know.
Yeah, that thing is gone.
The damn golden eagle swooping down and grabbing a whole goat.
Yeah, a long time ago.
God.
Yeah. Rich says he sent that thing to his wife and she was mad. I could see how people can get mad. Rich was coming on. We should have probably just let him come on.
Should have. I love him.
Yeah. If you want to, you can come on and join us here. There's so many things we're talking about. So that ding means we've got less than a minute. But
yep.
That to go back a second to that shooting at that bank in Kentucky, it's a very weird situation. I saw someone saying that no guards, and then more than two of the people in that bank were close friends of the governor of Kentucky. I think one of them died, one of them survived.
Wow.
That's all weirdness to me. I'm interested to see how that story is going to turn around, because that's weird.
Yeah, you never know. It's just
so there's
armed guards.
Yeah, there was no guards. Actually, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Walther Arms has been making concealed carry handguns for over 90 years, starting with the PPK. Today, Walther is based in the good old US of A and still builds quality firearms like the PPQ and PDP for personal defense and competition. So when you're in the market, please consider Walther Arms. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Walther Arms.
Yeah, I don't know if you've had any time yet to dig into that story or not, and I understand.
I haven't had time. So my real life career path thing is I'm a director for a one of the largest construction firms in the world, and I handle a whole state for that company. So that's new. That just happened in the last 7 months, and unfortunately, as part of that, it draws you, it drains you of inner piece of energy you have. And I mean, I just literally like Friday normally would have come down to the gathering on Friday, but hell, I had to work.
Okay.
So Saturday was. That's only 2 hours, a little over 2 hours from my house.
Okay.
So it's not really a big deal if you jump in the car and roll down there for that period of time.
Yeah. No, I understand. It's good to see you, man. Listen, it's and you've got, in my opinion, your channel is a big channel. You've been doing this for a long time. I think you've got good content to offer people. But what YouTube is doing to folks like us, it's just insane. And you got to make money and take care of the family and yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, so that's why. I mean, a lot of the firearm content, gun shooting content, I've kind of drawn almost everybody, unless they're getting promoted by companies. I mean, you got like Grand Thumb, a couple of the other guys, the big ones, Brandon Herrera. I met Brandon; he had 2,500 subscribers, and I that was down in IV-88. I mean, Rich, you were down.
How long ago was that? How long ago was that? That was way before. That was right before the elections with Trump, right? Like, was that 2015?
It was. I remember that Josh and Josh. What the hell's the name of their channel? Josh and Josh.
Black Diamond Guns and Gear.
Yeah, they literally had to take me from the Brownells house back to the hotel because I didn't know my name, and it was me and what's his name that owns Zero Optics. God, Davis. What's his Clint something? Clint Harris.
Okay.
Anyway, he and I got just hammered, drinking Johnny Walker Black, and
yeah, I guess that was Roy making you drunk. I'm gonna assume that Roy was the bartender.
Yeah, Roy's funny as hell down there. I don't do a whole lot with Brownells, but boy, let me tell you something. But the cat that had the rings in his hand, I was trying to get him to
Josh,
yeah. I was trying to get him to let me do a shot from
that. No, not you two.
He was like, no. And then, man, that was a hard night. But that was when I ran into Brandon, and we were sitting down on the back having a cigar, and I was like, dude, you're going to be huge. You think? And I go, look at the hair. Look at that.
I know, man.
You're not looking. I'm old fart with kids. I got nothing for you, bud. Yeah. Then look at him where he's at now. So I was talking to the guys over there at Leviathan, and it's just like said they kind of said, yeah, that dude, he does all right. So anyway,
yeah, Brandon's always been a very highly intelligent person. Always, to me, been cool. I like his attitude and all that stuff. Yeah.
He's I think people are more intimidated by the size or how big he's gotten more than he's a guy that could just he'll walk up and talk to you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Brandon was always a down to earth guy, and all the guys around him, all the folks in his crew, and he does have a crew. Of people, friends and folks who work for him, all that kind of stuff. But I remember when he first was putting out the 50 caliber.
Remember the first time I saw him on your channel?
Yeah, he's been on the channel. I remember when he had that 50 BMG, I guess, AK. What is it? I think so. And he was at SHOT Show and just like what they call suitcasing it at SHOT Show. And everywhere he went, the security, the Vegas security kept catching up to him.
I'll tell you about my
SHOT in trouble. Yeah.
So, I'm good friends with Dimitri, the primary arms guy, right?
Yeah, love Dimitri, yes.
That's right. You were at his house, right after I was.
Right. Yes, that was a while ago. That was a while ago.
Yeah. So
Dimitri's awesome. I love that guy, man. Yeah.
He's fantastic. So that's funny as hell, dude. We sat in the house and had a good old time. He showed me all his stuff. He still owes me a whole bunch of reloading stuff. We can't figure out how to get it shipped over. I said, hell, I'll just. Anyway, when on the was it demo day or Monday when everybody gets in there or whatever it is and everybody goes out to the desert. That's to me. Okay, we're going to walk around. There's going to be no rest between shooting and shotting, and everybody can't talk and everything. So to me, that's just as exciting as a fart in a diving helmet. So what we do is a good friend of ours lives out in Southern California. So he drives his Jeep out, and then we fly in from North Carolina. And it was me, Ray, X-Ring, the X-Ring channel, Val, who is bald and curious, and he was getting into the long distance stuff. Southern Cal, SoCal, WTF SoCal is the name of his channel. They X-Ring still does it. Val does it. What's his name?
Yeah, X-Ring's blown up. I mean, Ray has always been like a very high end shooter, but he's also another person that his channel is taken off. But yeah, he what he's doing has always been higher end than on the YouTube side, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what he does. He's a professional shooter. He basically runs Microtech knives, which is one of my favorite shit right here. Let's see, what is this? This is SOCOM Elite.
Boom.
That one, but it's got the textured parts on the side. Anyway, But he was my first RO at my first 3-gun match. So,
Oh, wow.
I've known Ray for a long time. I got him into YouTube. Rick,
Mm-hmm.
Israel 6 Covered, had just tried to call me a few minutes ago. I'm trying to get those guys to shoot the Tar Heel Challenge in a couple of weeks, and so
Okay.
we're going to camp out. And so anyway, Ray has always been. So anyway, here we are.
Shout out to
rolling
Ray
into Vegas.
too. Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we're in here rolling into Vegas, and we're staying at Caesars, and we got these long cases. And this is right after the Vegas shooting. Right?
Okay.
And they were like, so, I mean, literally, the security people there in Caesars walked right up to us and said, so what's in the box? And we're like, oh, those are our rifles. And they're like,
Yeah.
nah, yeah. He said, you can't take those up to your room. So what they did was kind of cool. They provided us a secured,
Like a safe?
safe lock. Yeah. So it was in their security department, okay, but it was an area where they could secure firearms for you. You had the code. You were the only one that could do it. You had to go in and sign it out, bring it back at the end of the day and sign it back in. So, but we would go out to the desert and just shoot. And that was just, and with Dimitri. And you want to talk about just a treat. He's like, when you coming back out? And I was like, man, YouTube's not what it used to be. And we're getting ready to go into a political year, so everybody's going to be making money then. So
I haven't seen Dimitri in a while, but I have shot in the desert with him, and it's like a surreal going out and shooting long distance is always a surreal experience, I think.
My wife, yeah. Oh my God, yeah, man. And it's just estimating distances, using the reticles and things like that instead of a laser. He'd like, we go, hey, don't let this freak you out. There's nothing in the gun, but I'm gonna range those people over there. Yeah, that's all right. But we'd sit around, we'd have 3 or 4 rifles laid out, shooting out to a mile. But it was just so relaxing. We'd take lunch, bunch of bourbon. Then we'd just pull out the automatic guns after that. No, I'm joking. But anyway, that's
all right.
always been good.
We're not going to judge.
Yeah, no. That's like right now. I'm having a little snifter. This is some Casamigos.
Oh, let's see.
That's
what is
little tequila.
Tequila, okay, yeah. I don't know anything about alcohol. I don't know if Rich does. Rich is joining us.
I'm a tequila fan.
Oh, you are? Okay, Rich.
Yeah. I not real high end stuff. I do like the Patron.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to sip it because it's low in calories actually and sugar. Believe it or not, that the bourbon and Scotch is sugar free.
Yeah, vodka.
Well, yeah. So I don't drink a lot. So I'm trying to watch my health and get back in shape. And believe it or not, if you drink a lot like that, it'll kill your sleep trends throughout the night because you're spending a lot of time snoring. So just a couple beers, take a couple of sleep aids, and sleep like a baby. I get about an hour and a half, 2 hours of deep sleep.
And tell me if this is personal. Do you have sleep apnea? I know I do. I have to use the machine.
I do.
You do?
Both my
Okay.
wife and I both probably do. And so what I don't. Everybody's like, you got to get a CPAP or whatever you call that thing, and then they're like, I'm like. And people tell you, man, they sleep.
It's life saving.
Like
It's life saving, man. I think I would have already kicked the bucket if I didn't get that sleep machine. And it gives you back so much energy. Like before that, I was feeling like when I was sleeping, I would wake up more tired than when I went to sleep, and I didn't even want to go to sleep. Because basically it's like someone's choking you off while you're sleeping. But when you have that CPAP machine, you get all of that rest back that you need. And it just gives you the ability to be more active. And a lot of people die from that, and because a lot of guys think that it's just silly to do that whole thing and don't do it. But a lot of people, more than you would think, actually die from that.
I don't have it that severe. Go ahead.
Yeah,
what was that,
I'm
Rich?
surprised you didn't hear me sleep snoring when you were parked outside of the van.
Oh, so you need one too, huh?
Oh yeah. They're bust at me. So Crumpy and Paul from Legally Armed America and I shared a house, and they're like live streaming, and I was snoring, and they're like, "What the hell was that noise?"
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
I need to get to know him. I you know what? He was down at the gathering. I've seen him at IV88, and I just like, hey, how you doing, man? And I just keep going. I've never really had an opportunity, but he does some.
Are you
really
talking
good
about
stuff.
Paul?
Yeah.
Legally Armed. Oh, you guys
Legally Armed
don't. You
American?
guys. You guys don't know. You're not like connected. You and.
Yeah,
No, not at
we had a
all.
party at the
Oh.
house. You should have came.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought you
Well,
guys did know each other well. That's okay. I wasn't.
no. I mean, so
He's awesome. He's a good guy, man.
tactical. Oh, remember
Mhm.
Tactical Toolbox? We were up there. He and I was surprised. He's like, dude, I love you're like one of the first channels. I was like, really?
Jonathan.
That-
Yeah.
yeah, guy that just he's one of the one of the most wonderful people you ever wanted to meet,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was really nice sitting down and talking to him when we were down at IV 88. I can never say it all.
You said it exactly how I say it. IV 88.
88. So anyway, so it's interesting to talk. The YouTube community. I was trying to tell everybody. I said it's a very tight niche group of folks, and especially if you're really close to people. I mean, Guns and Gadgets. I've known him since the start. We communicate regularly. He's gotten to be super huge and busy, so we don't talk a lot anymore.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Jared's the man. He's a big boss now. He thinks he's like Rick Ross. He's like the Boston version of Rick Ross.
He's Castanella, dude. I watched the movie
The
last night.
copy do tutti copy.
Dude, if you can get I can't remember what it was on. It was Amazon or something, but John Travolta does John Gotti.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty damn good movie. I mean,
I haven't seen it.
Okay. Did I tell you I photographed a Gotti wedding and a party for Victoria Gotti?
Oh, you did?
I did two
Really?
Gotti parties, yeah.
Oh, wow.
What do you say you did it? What, you DJ'd them?
No, photography. I did photography work.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Definitely.
Wow, that's like some big stuff.
Yeah. Rich is a New Yorker like me. So I grew up. So the part of New York I grew up in is called Far Rockaway, New York. It's out on the beach. It's like a entirely beach town in New York. It was heavily. They used to call it the Jewish Hamptons, and then they put a lot of projects there and stuff like that. And I think they've torn those projects down. But anyway, so I grew up in Far Rockaway. Far Rockaway was John Gotti's territory, right?
Okay.
It's Queens.
He would have a big 4th of July party there.
Yeah, it was his territory, and anyone that was selling drugs there was inside of his territory. So dudes would wind up on the beach all the time with their heads blown off, that kind of stuff.
Hey,
I grew up in the 80s, so
the neighbors. So interesting, funny story. I don't know. I'm not going to mention any names, but I went to a small Catholic college in North Carolina. Well, it's the only Catholic college in North Carolina. And this guy showed up. He was from Staten Island and from a limo, wore the Rolex, big old gold number 8. Joe Pepitone came to visit this kid to take him out to lunch. So his grandfather was one of the part of the Gambino crime family.
Okay.
So this kid decided he was going to follow in the footsteps. He's already been in federal prison twice, but and then and then I had my own business and I built a big monster house down on Lake Norman, North Carolina, for a guy that ran this thing called Gershaw Recycling, and
that was from New York.
Yeah, recycling business.
Sammy Gershowitz. It was Sammy Gershowitz, and they were from Center Reach, Long Island, was their home, and it was fuck. Hey boy, all right, hey, and they would come down to pay me. And
how you doing? How you doing?
$50,000 every other week in the freezer bag, and I had to sign. I had to sign a ledger because I have a ledger right here that I make people sign for me because I do things. So, what a great movie though. But it was watching the real stuff and then the true story behind and how they did things and how they busted people. Rudy Giuliani, how he did things.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, I mean, it was real. That it's different times in New York now in terms of gangs and stuff like that. But those times were for real, very bloody as well. I mean, think about this. Like the '80s when I grew up, I'm 51, so I don't know about you guys, but I grew up in the '80s in New York City. I mean so the '80s was we were in, everywhere around the country was basically like was that like a recession? Let's put it that way to be kind, right? It was a recession. You had AIDS was kicking up, crack was kicking up,
Crack was huge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was rough times, I think, growing up in New York City. So, I've had friends and everything that have died from all those things. I've had friends die from, gang violence, from drugs, or the side effects of selling drugs and things like that. I've had friends die of AIDS. I mean, yeah, it was just crazy times to grow up in. Huh?
That's a horrible, horrible, shitty death. That's the most horrible thing. That way to go.
Yeah, and then recently Sammy the Bull Gravano, that I think was he was John Gotti's wasn't he like his consigliere or like what? Oh, his enforcer or whatever it was, and he recently put out a lot of stuff about what happened. I think he wrote books and was out there on talking about what happened.
Doesn't have anything to lose at this point. I mean, Gotti's been gone a while.
Gotti, I think Gotti set him up at one point. He was talking about that.
Yep.
Yeah. So
in the movie they go through
no honor amongst thieves. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Ange was his best friend, and the only reason I know his name's Ange. It was Angelino. But he basically his phone was tapped. His daughter's phone was tapped. And he said everything under the sun. And then he tried to set somebody up and had him killed. So he got what they called shelved. He got kicked out. Didn't kill him, but they kicked him out. It was well done. John Travolta's not made some of the greatest movies in the last time, but his wife Kelly, before she died, was in this movie. Played his wife.
Yeah.
So
I think Travolta, cool. Travolta is like, I don't think he has done some good movies. He's one of those people that's got like half his career is good and the other half is kind of crazy.
Trying to catch up with the first part.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but he does, and he was always a really good. I mean, I think his younger part of his career was very good, but he plays a great bad guy. Whenever Travolta, whenever he plays a bad guy, except for what was the Scientology one, the one that was written by L. Ron Hubbard. There was a movie like a sci-fi. Yeah, there was a sci-fi movie that Travolta was in. But I kind of like it because it was just weird. Yeah, I'll look it up. But yeah, basically, I think he's a good actor. And he probably fits that part, right?
Yeah, his best evil role, Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow.
I was going to say, yeah. I couldn't remember that.
Please stop shooting at the thermonuclear weapons. That was Howie Long.
Face
Battlefield Earth.
Yeah, Battlefield Earth was that was a terrible movie, but it's one of those terrible.
That was horrible.
We're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Yeah, hold on a second.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like High Point Firearms and Full Forge Gear, bags and gear for everyday life. Did you know High Point is an American family-owned and operated company located in Ohio with over 30 years of manufacturing experience? High Point is proud to be the home of the working man's gun and your source for affordable handguns and carbines with a lifetime warranty. So when you're in the market, please consider High Point.
Okay, shout out to I see Shooting Gallery New England out there. Shout out to him. Oh, here's the thing. Let's talk like Travolta movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so Broken Arrow, awesome movie. Battlefield Earth, terrible movie, but funny also. So that's a L. Ron Hubbard movie. Do you guys know that movie came from a series of books that L. Ron Hubbard wrote? He was a prolific, probably one of the most prolific American sci-fi writers ever.
The movie itself was probably not that bad. But it was just seeing John Travolta, Tony, with the damn makeup and the shit on. It was horrible. It might as well have been a Klingon, It's like, what?
It's a good idea behind the movie. So basically, that movie is I'm a sci-fi buff, so I like sci-fi stuff even if it's terrible. But it was based.
Yeah.
There was actually a couple of those books, I think, from Battlefield Earth. I can't remember exactly how many, but I remember that I read all the books when I was a kid. I would read like an entire book every day. But so basically, these aliens come to Earth in the far future, and Earthlings have gone back to like feral. So they come and they turn Earthlings into slaves.
So they landed in Brooklyn, is what you're saying.
Yeah, there was this hot chick on there, though, wasn't it? It's like some really smoking.
It was a little bit like Planet of the Apes, because the they used the humans as slaves to mine stuff. So basically, it was like a big corporation that John Travolta worked for, and they had to use these slaves to mine things. But he was very corrupt. That's really what that whole story is about. And he wound up, he was doing like this side thing that the corporation didn't know about. And he wound up training these humans to do this thing for him, right? And then he was just going to kill them and like steal whatever it was they were mining. He was just going to steal that and have no one know about it. But the human, he taught him too much stuff. So that's the basic premise of that. But it was tough, I think, in those times to do a sci-fi movie like that on a low budget and all that. But it's a good movie to go back and look at, So,
yeah. Are we gonna talk about guns anytime soon? Because that's why I showed up. Guns.
Yeah.
Oh, let's keep talking about movies, man. I love movies.
I love it.
I'm mad. I'm mad at High Point.
What are you mad at?
I haven't got my
for?
10mm yet. They didn't send me a 10mm yet. They said they would.
So, so Ted Lasso.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys checked that out at all?
The TV show Ted Lasso? No, I've never seen it. Isn't that like on Apple TV?
It's on that. I tell you what, man. I got Apple TV. It was like $6.99 a month or whatever just to watch that series. Because I saw it so much on like Instagram, like when he has the dart throwing competition with the other owner. And I was like, okay, you know what? I want to watch this. And then when I did, I was like, this guy is me. This is how I run my business. I'm highly motivated, positive. I don't bust anybody's balls. We clear it out, make it go, and let's do it. Let's make the day.
I was wondering why everyone likes that show, Ted Lasso. I have not seen it. But
you laugh your ass off, and I cried every. All right, another secret about me.
You cry.
I like Broadway productions.
You like show tunes?
Be careful what you say. Rich will use.
Wait. John has another secret talent. He's a gardener. But he tried planting a magazine, but didn't grow into a gun.
Hey, you know what? You can do that on YouTube as long as it's not a full 30-round mag. So.
Weren't you gardening and you found a magazine you lost a couple years earlier?
Yeah. Actually, yes. As a matter of fact, it's around here somewhere. I left it in the state.
Rich does not forget anything, man. His mind is like a steel trap.
He's quite the brilliant individual. No,
that's how you know. I told you, he's crazy. You got to look out for those people with the brains like that, man. Troublemakers.
Yep. So I carried a 9mm shield. Shield, I guess. Is it a shield? No, not a shield. What is it? MP9, little one. Little guy. So I carried that around. I always carried a spare mag with me. And I lost the damn thing. Well, about 2 or 3 years later, I found it in the yard, buried in the mulch. I'm like, what? Bullets were. I just left it there. I wasn't going to put it in a. It was.
I bet you freaked out, man. When I lose a magazine like that, I'm like, what the hell? How can I lose this thing?
No, I freaked out one day. I got out of my car. And I was wearing an in waistband holster, and I had a clip. Now, see, I still use my inner belt for a competition shooting as my belt because it's Velcro. Very easy, right? Not the best for an in waistband holster with just a little old clip. I got out of the car, and that thing came out the back of my pants, and the pistol came out of the holster, and it dropped on the asphalt. And you know how you have the extension for the magazine? It popped off. Spring went flying. Bullets or shit went everywhere. And I'm just, and my neighbors across the street here, they have all their "We love Joe," "Go Joe Biden" signs.
Oh Jesus!
And I'm just going. The first thing he does, he sees my Lambe or whatever. What is that called?
Love, yeah.
Sticker on the back of it. I've forgotten more about guns than most people ever know, and that's why I'm sitting here doing a video the other day. I was like, I don't even know what this damn thing's called. A fucking Delta Point Pro. DP. What do that stands for? So anyhow, where's that thing at? I got it around here somewhere. Yeah, that thing popped out, and I'm out there picking up like freedom pills and waiting for him to jump out there. You're gonna shoot my kid, you know. I was like, shut up. Have y'all seen the latest thing for the Sig Sauer P320?
I was just gonna bring that up here.
So what the hell?
What's going on with this? A lot of these pictures, I'm assuming this is real, right? Is this all confirmed, real stuff going on with the P320? Why are they breaking like this right here? Why would
that one right there shouldn't break? I don't know, but the one I'm talking about is where they've had over 100 people, be shot by the
accidental discharge.
Accidental discharge. And my sister, who used to wear a gold badge with some agency a long time ago, sent me this article, and I got to find it because I'm going to do a video on it tomorrow morning before I go to the beach. And I'll tell you the story about that one. The reason why I'm home and not at the beach with my family, who's there right now.
Right.
And
because you were coming on the show with us. Is that why?
So you're home drinking alone.
Yeah, okay, so the idea originally was, hey, oh gosh, I'm not gonna be able to go to the beach with you guys. I'll stay home and take care of the dogs. And then she goes, well, you could bring your computer with you because you work from home. I'm like, so I'm gonna sit in the hotel.
Don't mess around with women, man.
Dude, my wife's smarter than I am. She has her own business.
Yeah,
she's pretty successful, and I just do what I've learned to do what I'm told. Okay. Yeah. I can't believe you let.
I try not to let Lola know what I'm getting up to. If Lola knows what I'm getting up to, she figures out how I can conveniently do chores. Related to wherever it is I'm off to.
Well, don't ever say this. I told my wife this one time. She goes, well, I did 4 loads of laundry. And I said, if I guarantee if I walk upstairs, those clothes will be piled on the bed. It ain't like you had to take them down to a river and beat them on a damn rock.
Oh,
hey, were you drunk at that moment? Did you lose your damn mind?
I was there because I've been working my ass. Her family from Sweden is coming in, 10 of them, and staying in our house. And I'm just tired of working. I said, I've worked my fucking ass off, and I'm done with it. And, you haven't – I'll get the laundry tomorrow. And she likes to play Candy Crush and all. But no, I'm going to back off.
I think you're getting into bad territory here. This area of the laundry, the laundry area is one of the places I don't mess with Lola because this is a trigger conversation on the laundry. Because as a dude, I leave that laundry until I'm down to my last pair of underwear.
So yeah. Sorry, my wife, she wouldn't put my clothes away in my closet, and she's like, "Well, if we get California closets, I'll put your clothes away." I'm like, all right.
Oh, I did.
So
don't even. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I gave that one the biggest damn closet in the world, and all she does, there's a whole bunch of shelves and everything, and there's one big shelf right here. All my shit is stacked up. And I don't know, where's the underwear at? It's supposed to be in the underwear bin. No, it's in there somewhere. I'm sorry.
I feel we're all going to suffer for this conversation.
So, John, when you get divorced, we'll both go to the Corvette dealer, get our Corvettes, and
right,
we'll be set, right?
And then you'll both move into the villages and put green poofs on your roof.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm an S-class type of guy. My car's getting to be ready to be. I'm getting ready to pay my car off, and that's going to be my interstate car. And when everything we get debt free, I'm getting myself a nice big old S550, 2018 model, not new one.
Okay.
Oh, Mercedes S550.
Yeah.
The all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive. Yeah, it'll have. I don't really care. I've seen they redid the interior of the dash of the 2018. The car, the outside is the same except they got 3 stripes on the lights. And I saw one live one day, and it was a S63, which is a little different from the S55, but whatever. And I'm not doing that insurance and that maintenance for that car. but it was just like it was so just. I mean, shit, you know, Hank, you guys drive a Mercedes?
No, well, I'm a out. I guess you could say I'm an Audi guy if we come down to it. I like
You've
all
had
kinds of
at
cars.
least three
Well, what's
Audis,
that
right?
damn what's,
My
what's
Four.
that damn van you drive?
So right now I'm in my van. That's where I'm
That's what I was
broadcasting
going to
from.
ask you.
This
I
is
noticed the controls and the TV on the backside, right there on behind you.
Yeah. So
Oh, that.
this is my van that I'm in right now. Actually, I could switch over to my camera here and show you guys.
Yeah,
So this is my van that I'm in. See, that's the up front.
that's cool.
The engine's on right now. I'm using that AC because it's quieter than the AC that is right there
Yeah,
above me.
right.
And see out the
Uh-huh.
window. This is a window behind me to the backyard. I'm in my property, but sometimes I do the show from the road. And
Yeah.
then recently, I actually bought an electric van, so that's my everyday driver right now. I have a Ford E-Transit.
Wow.
That
Nice.
This van is a Ford Transit. It's the all-wheel drive
Okay.
350 HD
Yep.
version. So it's all-wheel drive. It has it has like a Raptor engine in it, so twin turbo.
Yep.
It's just tuned down a little bit. It's tuned more for torque, but
Yeah.
you know, like one of the other things I do is I have a YouTube channel about vans, about Class B
Yeah.
vans. So, you know, I decided I wanted to see what the electric vans were like. They don't have a big range. It's maybe like 100,
Wait, wait, wait.
110, 120
So,
mile range.
how many electric cars you got right now?
So my Audi is electric, but that's her everyday driver because she had a Tesla. I traded that for the van. So
What do they
we've
call
Oh,
it?
got
you
two.
traded the Tesla? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead,
What's that?
John. What was that?
E-tron?
Yeah, I've got
What?
the Audi e-tron GT, the sedan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what Lola is driving. That's her daily driver right now. It was my daily driver up until recently.
Mhm.
So, yeah. I mean, now I'm like a two van guy. I'm crazy about vans, believe it or not. It's just,
Dude,
yeah,
that's so cool though. I mean,
just
it's
one of
just
those things,
when I saw you guys roll up into the gathering with that thing, I was like,
Yeah.
that. So I was much traveling as I do in
Hmm.
hotels. I'm just wondering to myself,
Hmm.
uh, would it be worth it just to go ahead and do that? I would
It's
do it
awesome.
most.
Yeah.
I drive 1,200 miles a week when I was driving back and forth.
Hmm.
So just getting in the van and doing that, it would be 50, 60,000 miles a year on it. So I'm not sure if that
Well,
would be
so
the
the
way to
Ford,
go.
what I have is a Ford, and it's different from the Mercedes. So with the Mercedes, the Sprinter vans, it's really not easy to get service and all that from Mercedes. I think they're
Right.
working on that. But the Ford, I mean, there's Ford dealerships all over the country, and every single one
Oh,
of them
absolutely. Yeah,
will,
yeah.
yeah. So my van is 2 years old. I have 45,000 miles on it. And I've driven it all the way out to the West Coast several times. So
Cool. Now,
it's
you bought that? It was a campering van when you got it, wasn't it?
yes,
Or
it was
did you
made.
do it
Yeah,
first?
no, it was converted by Coachman Class B.
Okay. Good.
So
Yeah, good company.
yeah, very good
Yeah,
company. I'm actually a brand ambassador for Coachman now.
very
So
nice.
yeah, but they're the ones who built this van, and I'm really happy with it. I think it works great for me. It's like having a plane, but you're on the ground. You can go wherever you want to go. These vans could pull in anywhere. I don't really stay in campgrounds. I do that if
Hmm.
I need to make a video on a van that comes in, we need to do something with. I will go to a campground, but when I'm traveling, I'm just on the road, and there's all kinds of places you can go to. And these vans, you could literally pull into a neighborhood if you wanted to and stealth camp out in that
Yeah.
neighborhood, and no one would really know
Walmart.
about it. Yeah,
I
there's Walmart. There's what's the name of those place everyone goes to have breakfast? Cracker Barrels.
Yep.
There's yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
go to the
Cracker
place
Barrel
with
lets you
the
stay.
clean bathroom.
Hmm.
Holiday Inn Expresses. That's when I travel on the road.
Hmm.
Every Holiday Inn Express, I have them labeled out, and what do you call it? Coffee place, Starbucks. They have
Starbucks.
clean bathrooms in the morning,
Hmm.
so you can walk right into a Holiday Inn. I'm sorry, bathroom
Yeah,
right here, and then you just
yeah.
go in there, use their bathroom, and
You ever
leave,
heard of
man.
Buc-ee's? Did you ever hear of
Bucky's
Buc-ee's?
kicks
Buc-ee's?
ass.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, we don't.
Buc-ee's is
I
amazing.
so we went down to we had to go to Naples, Florida,
Hmm.
for my son's football thing down there at the Paradise Coast.
Okay.
Very very Naples. Wow, man. So we
Is
decided
that
to
good or
ride in.
bad? I don't know, Rich. Is
Dude,
that a good
we
wow
rode into
or?
Naples,
Uh-huh.
and the poor people were driving brand new Corvettes. I mean,
Okay.
that's Jesus Christ. And that's the two kids I got, my son and his buddy, and they're all on their little, their phones doing us. Like, guys, you look up, it's like a Lamborghini convention
Oh,
going on around here.
that's like
It
my
was
neighborhood in
sick.
season.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Palm Beach
it
in
was
season.
fascinating.
It's like Lambos everywhere.
Yeah.
It was like Lambos, Corvettes, the real expensive
A lot
Porsches.
of
It's not that little
a lot of
cheap
people
Porsche stuff.
moved from New York and places like that to Naples. Naples has gone through a huge
Oh,
boom
everybody in Palm
recently.
Beach is from New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I got a new neighbor. I got what's the guy's name? Miles Mikolas is building a monster house around the corner from me.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people came down to Florida, man. That's why I moved to the country. So over here,
Oh yeah.
instead of like $2,000-$300 supercars that you'll see people with $200,000-$300,000 pickup trucks.
Yeah, so that's the big thing in our neighborhood is
Hmm.
G wagons. So
Oh, I
I got
can't
a
stand
neighbor.
them.
So it's so funny because my
Hmm.
wife has a white GLE,
Hmm.
and then her best friend drives an SL 550, and then her husband has a G63, and they're all white. And there I am with my little blue sedan, and I pull up, and I'm like, "What is this? An all white car convention?" I don't want
Hmm.
to tell you, but anyway.
Yeah.
But the neighbor two doors down, this bitch, he just bought this really. I mean, these builders are coming in. They're tearing down the old houses. They're building 46, and they're popping up these mega beautiful houses. They're not really big, 4,000 square foot kind of thing.
Hmm.
But this guy's got two G63s
Hmm.
and a Dodge Ram pickup truck in a
Hmm.
driveway, and then he's got a Porsche
Not.
Cayman
Oh,
or
Cayman.
something. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, in the garage. Big dude. So he's not really jumping. I don't know what else he's got on the other side. So I'm just like, God,
Hmm.
dude just moved in the neighborhood. So I'm walking 2.5 to 3 miles a day now just
Hmm.
to get my legs underneath me.
Hmm.
Exercise. This is what I do. I sit behind a desk. I'm on the computer, which I used to be built like a brick. Pardon.
Hmm.
I used to be built like a brick shit house. But in the last couple of years, I got type 2 diabetes. Then I got neuropathy in my feet, which, if you ever had that, it's just the most ungodly thing you've ever had in your world.
Hmm.
So I got that under control with pain pills. Uh, yeah, so that's one of the things. Well, then I'm okay. Back to that story. Walking past a
Hmm.
squirrel, um, walking past his
Yeah.
house,
Sorry to
the
hear all
garage.
that, by the way. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to kick it. That's why I'm starting to shoot three gun again. I told my
Okay.
wife, I said, listen, I hope you've got this in your brain that I'm going to be gone, a couple weekends. But here's the whole thing. I shot Memorial 3 gun last year, which was a huge event. And then I had a trailer hitch put on my car. Rich, I was going to camp out down at the
Oh yeah.
IV-88 last time.
Yep.
And
Hmm.
I got this thing, man. I got a 2,000-watt generator, shower tent, water heater, shitter, the everything all on that thing, a 40-gallon water
Oh, you're
bladder.
overlanding, man. Overlanding.
Dude, I rolled in there last time, and the people looked at me, and I had a buddy come with me, and like,
Is it?
and
Do you
about
have a SUV or what? What do you got?
no, I got no, it's an E350
Oh,
with a. You seen that little car?
is it
With the
all-wheel
trailer
drive?
hitch?
Is it what is?
No, it's not. And that sumbitch will run 80 mile an hour with that trailer on it, and
Nice.
it bogs down. So anyway, I'll go to the break, man. This was fun. We'll
Yeah,
continue
we'll
this.
be right back.
With Armslist, you can shop the extensive list of local and nationwide firearms classified, now with more confidence because of their built-in firewall. For only $6.99 a month for personal use, or $30 a month for business vendors, so when you're in the market, please consider Armslist. We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of great companies like Armslist.
Yeah, so as we get back to it here, I definitely I mean we got to talk a little bit about overlanding. I know the guys out there, probably want to hear about some. But you know what? I want to show you this first. This is my favorite. We were talking about Mercedes. So whenever we talk about Mercedes, I always have to show this. The 560 SEC AMG.
Yeah.
That is my favorite Mercedes. They have never made Mercedes are not built like this anymore.
No,
You
that's
know?
gorgeous.
Yeah, that is
Oh, that's
my
beautiful.
that's on my dream garage list right there, man. If I had all the money in the world,
Yeah.
I could afford to fix those things because I know they're expensive to buy nowadays and definitely expensive to fix up. But yeah, that was always
So,
like a dream car for me.
well, so one of my buddies, he was twice the Delta Force
Mhm.
commander. Okay,
Mhm.
and he's got a West Point ring, but he wears the Delta ring. Okay,
Mhm.
so I go to meet him for lunch one day. He rolls in an S600, and I'm just going. So what's the difference between that and an S class? He just pulled the hood open. He said, about 6 cylinders.
More power.
Isn't that twin turbo
There you go.
also?
That's
Yeah.
12 cylinder. Yeah, over
Mhm.
600 horsepower. And he
Mhm.
goes, the cool part about it is you pull up in this thing and somebody with a Hellcat or something, and you go,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't need all that, man. But I tell you what, but overlanding
Yeah.
is really so. That's I can't do a whole lot of overlanding in that car.
Mhm.
But if I needed to, I could take my wife and put that rig behind it and not have a problem. And
Mhm.
but the cool thing is like I got the solar panels and a little
Mhm.
Jackery battery backup, and I got a 2,000-watt generator. And I use that to run the well. You don't really. So I do a French press in the morning. Just
Mhm.
heat some water, French press. But I took I took a Keurig
Mhm.
coffee maker with me to the last camp out. Everybody's like, "Are you? Really?
What
Is this
what
for real?"
Jackery do you have? Because if you have like a Jackery 1000, you should be able to handle that.
No, no. I got the little 240 or whatever the hell it
Oh,
is. It's
okay.
sitting over there,
Yeah.
a little tiny thing. It only
Okay.
takes like 2 hours to charge up with that. But I
Mhm.
got so I toyed with the idea between an actual generator, okay, an inverter,
Mhm.
versus getting the Jackery 1000. And they've got some
Mhm.
really nice the new units that are out now.
Mhm.
Oh my god, and they're stackable, and you
Yeah,
can
there's
power
a
your whole house.
1500, 2000, I think, a 3000
Yeah,
even.
but
Yeah.
that's Frank Strange money. I don't have that money. So anyway,
It's worth it. By the way, Jackery, and anyone who wants a link, I've got a link, an affiliate link for Jackery. But I bought my Jackery, and I'll tell you what, man, they are really good, in terms of their warranty and all that kind of stuff. My Jackery was approaching like whatever it is, the year or 2 years, whatever. I think it was 2 years, and it just blew up. Guess what? They just
really,
sent me. Yeah, they sent me another one. They
That's
told they
crazy.
they're they
yeah,
That's good
they're
service.
there's a process they put you through, like, okay, check this, see if you can reset it like this. And if that doesn't work, they just tell you, okay, we're going to send you another one. Send that one back to us.
all the overlanders use Jackery. A buddy was SoCal. He started off. He had a Q7,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and he goes, I want a Jeep, so he bought a Rubicon,
Mm-hmm.
and immediately took the Rubicon and put another 100 grand in it.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
I
a
mean,
lot of money goes into Jeeps. A lot of money.
it's
So here's what I
he
would do. Go ahead. Sorry. Mm-hmm.
no, you go ahead. I've talked enough, and I
No,
have a
no,
bad
no,
habit of interrupting people. Well,
no. You're good.
he had this.
Mm-hmm.
He put that suspension system in it
Mm-hmm.
where it rides like a sedan. It's not
Mm-hmm.
rough; it rides.
Mm-hmm.
And he all the new lights. Then he took those lights, put new lights on. Then the
Mm-hmm.
wheel wells. Then he put it, took stuff in and out, and just it was really you know what? I need to close my blinds.
Yeah, I've seen $200,000 side by sides, man. I go to the SEMA show in
Oh
Vegas. You
yeah.
guys would be shocked at what's out there. But you know what I think is good for you, man? I think a nice like so Sprinter vans, and I know I just said like, hey, Sprinter vans, they're more
Hey,
difficult to
I'm not
maintain.
the Fords are good looking vans too. You
Yeah,
got the high
I
rise ones; those are really
yeah,
cool.
the
So
high roof Ford I think is great. You can get an all wheel drive. So Fords have more power, but Sprinter you can get a 4x4 Sprinter, but actually you can't. I think somewhere in the middle of this year you won't be able to get the 4x4 anymore because they're switching over to all wheel drive, and they're going
hmm
down to I think they're going to be like a 4 cylinder. So but they're going to be
it's a
all wheel drive, and if you like the luxury, if you're like a Mercedes kind of guy,
I
those are really nice. You can get one of
well, so
those.
well, the guy that called us right as we were
Hmm.
starting, Rick.
Hmm.
He has the Sprinter off road one, the same
Hmm.
that the one that what's his name has with the bump outs
Are
on
you
the
talking?
front.
Are you talking about the Gun Collective, or are
Yeah,
you talking about Talon Sai?
yeah. He's got the
Oh,
same one he does,
okay.
and I
Hmm.
actually, when you get in that, I'm a big fella. Okay, I mean, I'm it's enough room for one person maybe, and it's not enough room for me.
Okay.
It literally it was cramped. So I think I was talking to my wife, and after we get all the house paid off, the kids through college, and I'm 92, we're gonna look into it. So she, I used to have several Harleys, okay, and you can only drive one at one time. I'm like, I had them before I got married.
Yeah.
So,
well, that got married part is,
yeah,
that's
it's
the kicker.
like I said, I think everybody should try it at least once.
Yeah.
So, so she, I had to sell the Harleys, and it's now. She goes, well, you can get another one when the kids graduate from college, and I go, I'm 54 now. My oldest is 14. So we're talking.
Yeah, you can't recover from spills like you used to.
Hell no, dude! I fell down. I fell down a step. I skipped one step at the bottom, went straight down, and my wife was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, I'm laughing my ass off because I'm just like, yeah, I just went straight down. There was no.
Yeah, dude, we are all becoming old men. We got some things out there for the. By the way, I know old dudes that are like 80 years old and they still rock their Harleys. But
oh god damn, dude. Well, I know. So like we go to these 3-gun events, and there's a couple of guys that.
Yeah.
Let's listen. What is he saying? Let's listen.
Oh, you want to listen to Rich? Right now he's getting in trouble. I don't know. I can't hear him. He's too off camera.
His earphones still. Let's. All right. So you said we can handle guns. I'm ready to handle some guns. Let's get on.
Let's show some guns. Let's show some guns. What do you got? Okay. Show them off.
All right. So.
I love your GOA hat, by the way. Very nice. Very nice.
What's his name gave it to this? Perfect. Okay. So this is my 3-gun pistol. Okay. Ta-da.
Wow.
Right here.
Holy moly.
So this is an
nice.
Atlas Titan. Yep.
Okay.
And it's clear, of course. You guys can check it. I know how the people out there. And what it has is about maybe...
Hold it up a little bit. Let's see. Hold it. Yeah, I need to... Oh, that is nice. Yeah.
So that's it there. And it's as slick as glass. And if you're not careful when you're shooting it and you feather the trigger, it goes on you.
Really?
So, really neat. So here's the cool thing: most people in 3-gun they shoot with a 2011. It's very nice. Got a 23 round capacity magazine. But now we're doing this carry optics. I think I talked about this before. So I'm going to run this guy right here. This is the SIG Legion X5.
Okay.
And it has the Delta Point Pro from Leopold, and a Ghost trigger, firearms trigger, or whatever the hell these are. Plus, it has a little thumb thing on it. But the trigger on this guy is really, really nice. So these are my 2 competition guns.
So this one is going into commission. The other one's going out, or are you going to use them side by what's?
No, what'll happen is when you start a competition, you have to finish with the same gun or equal. So hopefully this guy will run through the whole event. This one, I will not bring it with me. Besides the weight. Well, this guy's got a tungsten weight in it. The guide rod's tungsten, so it's very heavy. But this guy right here, I will tell you, there's about a $4,000 price difference between the two.
What do you think, Rich? I don't know if are you into competition shooting?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
None of that.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm competition curious.
Yeah, okay.
For my everyday stuff, and this is the first time I've ever shown. So I picked this guy up. This is a Ruger Blackhawk with a 7.5 inch, and it came with the rings on it. I got this in a gun store for $600.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Well, here's what happened.
Was the store open at the time?
Let's just make sure y'all know. For all you people out there, yeah. Packmeyer grips, and this is a really a nice, smooth shooter. It's just, but I'm more proud about what I paid for this. Same with I had a Springfield V16 long slide. And I was there when the guy walked up and says, I need to sell this. And I looked at the guy behind the counter. I said, don't even put it back.
Yeah.
What do you want for it? He looked,
Mhm.
and he looked at it. It was a buddy of mine. He's like $600. I'm like, here's my card.
Wow.
Very simple, very easy. And
Mhm.
then this is one.
So gun guys, if for the people, of course the people out there know this, but gun guys, the only thing a gun guy loves more than finding a gun he's been looking for or ammo or whatever is getting a deal.
Oh
This
yeah.
is this is the
Oh,
only
yeah.
thing better.
Yeah. So this
Getting
is
a deal.
this is another gun. This is a test platform. When people send me dots, and I'm going to ask you guys your opinion. So this is the FK Bruno.
Ooh.
You've seen this before.
Okay, now you're balling. Okay.
So
Did you have to
Where's
take out
your
a
alien?
mortgage? Did you take out a mortgage for that, or how does the financing
this-
work on
this-
a FK
this-
Bruno?
This is one they sent to the channel.
Oh.
They were like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
cool.
test it if you want." This is when I was doing,
Sweet.
gun videos back in the day.
Yeah, that company
And
is actually here in Gainesville. It's in Florida, the part
Really?
of Florida
Really?
I live in. Yeah, but I don't know them.
Well,
I've never
okay.
met them or anything like that.
Yeah. Nice guys,
Mm-hmm.
and their reps are pretty cool. But the thing is, they told me, please don't shoot the ammo that we sent to you. They sent me 500 rounds because it has bad primers. We're going to send you more. Don't do a video. And guess what? I have never received.
The ammo.
More ammo.
And then remember at the
That happens.
the big old Big Daddy Unlimited thing, the last one they threw.
No, I never went to those. I had a,
Okay,
well,
anyway, they were down
yeah,
there.
that's
and
a
I
whole
asked
long
them,
story.
I don't want to talk about BDU right now.
yeah,
Are they still in
exactly.
business?
No,
Are we allowed to talk about BDU or no?
You can talk about them. I'm one of the people. I'm actually the person who put those guys.
Oh, I know.
Into the world.
Tim Tyven.
And then
trying to get me.
they immediately turned around and stabbed me in the back. But yes, they're no longer in business.
Well,
I know.
I still get emails. They're Chapter 11.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So-
they so where was it? I'm sitting around talking, and it was I think it's one of these YouTube things. We get together and talk, and they were like, "Have you gotten any money from those guys lately for your affiliate links?" I said, "No, I haven't seen it."
Yeah.
And yeah, you know
Good luck with
why?
that.
Why? Well, they haven't paid these guys. They haven't paid these guys. I actually talked to the guys. Like, oh yeah, we haven't paid, and they owe us a lot of money. So I was just yeah.
Unfortunately,
Anyway,
some people, that's their business plan, you know what I mean? And for me, like, I separated from them a long time ago. I told everyone, hey, I'm not messing around with these guys. Because, I'm here, they're, they were right here in my backyard and all that. And we were cool in the beginning, but I think some people, their business plan is just to be cool and really, and like go all out and everything. And then once they have you captured, just totally, stab
That's
you
great
in the back
concept.
or whatever. Yeah, I guess it works.
I just hate that it happened. Got a good friend of ours. He used to live here in North Carolina. Moved to Florida to work with him.
Is this
And,
a guy that worked for a knife company that you mentioned?
Yes.
Yeah, I know that guy, and I really like that guy. And if I was able to talk to him before he did that, I would have said, "Don't do it." However, people, these guys like to throw the money around, and that always kind of twists some folks.
Well, I think there was some management things and some things he didn't like what was going on. I'm just going to leave it at that. So
Yeah,
I know the story behind it all, but
Yeah. The gun world's
I
tough,
hate-
man. There's a lot of the horrible things, unfortunately, that happens behind the scenes.
You know who the nicest guy in the whole free world is?
Who?
His name is Josiah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Probably-
Hank
I
was
love that.
getting
I
run
love
by
that.
him.
I love that little dude. He's my buddy.
So,
I love him.
Logan was running around in her cart, and I was like, "Where the hell's Josiah? Oh, he's a little ass running around here somewhere." I said, "He needs to put a damn flag so everybody can see where he's at."
Josiah is so
And,
awesome, man.
Hank, when Josiah's
I-
driving you around, you got to get him a white tuxedo.
Oh
Yeah. Oh my God.
I love
So,
Josiah, man. Josiah is so good to me and Lola. He's such a good dude, man. And he's a good
You know,
sport,
You almost
too.
killed him.
Huh?
He was a school.
You almost
teacher.
killed him at your house.
Oh no. He messed himself up. But I don't know if we're talking about that. Yeah.
We're
It
getting
had
on
nothing
that.
it had nothing to do with guns for anyone who's wondering.
They
Yeah.
sent me one of their
Mhm.
oh, what is it? It's the off-brand. It's the what do you call it? The Grunt. And he
Grunt,
said, "You want to do a
okay.
review on that?" I said, "Yeah, send it to me." All right, cool. I get it. Well, the handguard, okay, was the handguard was tilted up and it's to the left. And I
Okay.
said, "Man, this is just so apparent. I can't even do a video." So I was passing through Columbia, so I dropped it off at their shop. So I got the tour of their new the holdings company headquarters, which is really
Okay.
cool.
JJE. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and not many people know. And then that trip that we went to in Wyoming that you missed the flight on. Uh, the other, not Jamin, but the other two, the couple, the man and the wife that own the other part of of JJE Holdings. So it was really neat. And I was like, "So how much did y'all do this year?" He's like, "I think $3 billion in business." You remember when you couldn't get your damn ammo from them? And you're like, "Hey, dude, I ordered this shit like 6 weeks ago," you know?
That's the biggest. That's probably the biggest single company in the firearms industry. I would say, and but I like the whole philosophy behind what they do, and they're not just a philosophy either. They're actually very big in manufacturing. It's amazing. Like in the next 10 years, we're going to be really shocked by what those guys get up to.
Well, the whole thing's if you were like DNC down in Somerville. Mark, the guy that runs that, he came over from Daniel Defense. So they have a 100-yard range inside that building, so he can test stuff out. And all the other locations, actually, I'm in near Charlotte is where they do all their forgings, right up here in Denver. And they opened up a new store up there. I walked in expecting, like, "Oh my God, it's Kotaboy." Man, them fuckers didn't know who the hell I was. Like, fuck you.
Listen, there's
like
there's a lot of young blood out there now.
Yeah, so
you're not wearing the proper kind of what is it, everyone? You're not wearing the right kind of flannel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's like, "Well, we can sell this to you." I said, "Dude, I honestly," the guy was like, "Well, I can sell this to you for this and this and this." I said, "I can just call Josiah." So, but they had a whole lineup of Desert Eagles. And remember back in the day when people would just send you a gun and here, keep it. So what's the company up in Pennsylvania that now owns it? Owns Desert Eagle or Carr? Who's the guy that started Carr?
Is it Carr? Carr owns. Okay, yeah, that's true. Right, Carr.
Yeah. That guy owns everything, man. They own a lot of different companies. But he was like, "Yeah, just give me a call, man. We'll hook you up with whatever you want." And I never got him a call. I was just like, and then I've let the channel really go to hell. 704 Tacticals, he's almost up to 1 million subscriber right now. Just absolutely sick. Wow. He's one of my favorite people also.
He's putting in a lot of work, man. That guy's been working like a monster.
So he's found a secret to doing what he needs to do to make pay stuff off. Let's just say that. So he's only about an hour from me, so we've spent some time together talking about it. But with my real job, I don't have the time to devote to all the stuff that he has.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's my story.
There's some shout outs in there. Christy Turtel says, "Gangsters, what's up?" I see Chris Cruzman out there. DCGs is out there. 42 Chilled. Shout out to everyone out there. We've just been going on and not recognizing you guys. Night Train is out there as well. JCP 90. I see Shooting Gallery. We did get him a shout out. A shout out to him nevertheless. So. Yeah, we're just talking about a lot of random things. Guns. Okay, do you guys want to see? Here's a gun. Bought it myself. This is actually, well, I you know what? It's funny. I didn't actually buy this. Lola bought this for me. It's a Steyr. So have you ever seen the Steyr pistol? This is the M9A2 MF, so it's got the modular frame on it. And what I really like about it is the sights. I don't know if you guys see.
I like that. Look at that wedge, man.
Yeah, it's got a nice wedge on it. Actually, the best way for me to do this is from my phone. Let me see. That's probably going to give us the best picture here. So let's go down here, switch over to...
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of a DAO, or decentralized autonomous organization like TUSC Crypto. TUSC cryptocurrency is a firearm-friendly e-commerce option for online payment transactions, secured on the blockchain. So when you're in the crypto market, please consider TUSC, TUSC.
And by the way, there's a request from someone, but I will get to that request out there in a second. So check it out. So there's the sights, man. I love that. You know
Oh, look at
what I
that.
mean?
Really neat.
Yeah, that's what I love about Steyr. I haven't made a video on this particular one yet, but I have made videos on these. I borrowed one from a friend of mine. Really beautiful gun. Always wanted one. Lola got this for me for my birthday. So big thanks to Lola. I
Dude.
have to figure out how to you could switch this out like you can the SIG P320s. So, and these
Right.
guys were actually the original guys to do that whole thing. To do the modular frames.
That when you showed that earlier, I was like, you know what's interesting is you're around guns so much, you kind of lose the
You get jaded.
like the you know it just gets old. I mean, how many different ways I've got every AR under.
Right.
I don't normally will ever show this on camera, so let me just do this real quick. But we're going on vacation, so this is one of the gun safes I have, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to pile all the guns.
Holy jeez, that is a beautiful sight. Lord
So-
of mercy.
I think that's more guns than I own.
That's
So,
awesome. Do you need
I-
some help
no,
clearing that out, man? You know what? You need
Well,
to just give
so-
away a couple of those.
Well, most of the time, if I'm here over here, and then I'll show you. All right, you guys want to see? This is what my world.
Yes,
looks
we
like,
do.
Okay, so this is behind my desk.
Is
all
this
right?
your office right here? I'm assuming it is. We're in your
Yeah,
office.
yeah.
Okay.
This is my office.
Some nice gear
That's
back there.
Benelli M2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so here's the optics area.
Holy, wow! What?
So hold on. So okay, those are all
You've got-
optics in the bin,
Wow! Look at the.
and then let's see. There's my solar panel we was talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, that's the Jackery one. Uh-huh.
There's a monitor that I'm going to take with me to the beach. Let me see. It's easier to do.
Why
like this.
a monitor
There's
is
my
going to
chair,
the beach, I don't know.
because I got to work while the kids are playing, and those usually have rifles hanging from them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's my other monitor. Okay, so I'll walk you around.
Oh, is this your camera? Is that your camera setup right there?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Dude!
There's my reload. There's my reloading stuff.
Uh-huh.
right there.
This is awesome.
And then these are more optics stacked up there.
You know, I think you need to have a garage sale, man.
No, you know what's funny is I have people, hey, listen, all right, I don't mean to talk bad about anybody, but I had somebody throw a guilt trip on me. I'm retired, yeah, I've been doing this my whole life, and I was wondering if you had any extra parts laying around. And I said, really and truly, I said, one of the policies I have is that I don't really, send out items, or everything's pretty much, well, that's a shame, because I would have thought, for someone who served their country, and I'm like, I was just going, you know what? I just disconnect. And it's just, and plus with my schedule, it's just impossible for me to literally get to the damn post office to mail something. My boss, I sold him one of my microtechs, and he's like, "Did you send it today? Did you send it today?" And I'm like, "I'll get to it on Monday. It's Friday, man. I ain't got time for that shit." And anyway, long story short,
You need an assistant, I think.
dude. If you saw my building out back, I've got more reloading. I've got 4 presses out there set up, one for 223, one for 9mm. Then the workbench, which is just covered with crap, because I just, I haven't built an AR in forever, which might mean that I need to jump back out and build an AR.
100%. 100%.
I thought we were getting the Freedom Shack tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
We got a little bit. We got a little bit. Let me show off something else. I don't know if Rich has any guns he wants to show off. So Henry Rifles, one of my favorite.
Let me grab a box of guns.
Henry did send this rifle here, but Henry Rifles, one of my favorite guns, man. Awesome guns. This is the octagonal barrel, 22 caliber pump action.
Oh, nice.
Love it.
Oh man,
We were talking about
Dude,
squirrels.
buddy, I've got one of well, I don't, but my uncle has one of the
awesome.
originals that he had back in the day. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Henry makes some awesome guns. We're gonna be doing some stuff on this soon. We were talking about squirrels. I'm going to be going after some squirrels with this bad boy and some other stuff. So we've got some videos coming up with Henry stuff. I've got a couple of Henrys and this Steyr and a bunch of guns I need to shoot that I've bought and have not shot at all.
That's
Go ahead.
That's what I've got to do. I've got I had some parts. Griffith. What's his name? He was. Is it Chevalier? I believe he is. He sent me a bunch of stuff from Armspec.
Are you talking? Oh, okay, Armspec. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But what's the name of his channel? Really cool dude. Was an Army guy. E7. We spent a lot of time talking, and I'm gonna. Part of the things that I do is just, not necessarily how to build, because I've got, hey, listen, man, Such was the first person I watched when I built my very first AR, back in 2000, whatever it was. And the only way I don't just necessarily do the building, but what I'll do is I go through the process. Why do we want to do this? What is the ultimate goal? It used to be like, remember, what's his name?
That built someone that was doing ARs. By the way, Such, everyone, I looked at a lot of Such. I'm trying to get Such to come on the show. That would be, awesome to get Such here on the podcast. It'd be great.
He's a sweetheart. Nothing fancy. Remember him?
Of course, nothing fancy. Yes, man. Absolutely, yeah.
So what is the purpose of the rifle? What is this thing going to be doing? So that's the first thing you identify.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, right here, I'll show you one behind me. This guy.
You mean the POU?
Yeah.
The philosophy of use.
Yeah, philosophy of use of Nothing Fancy. What are the Nothing Fancy crew called? What were they called? I remember they had the owl sit. Remember he had that thing, the owl sitting on the. Owl is on the.
The owl is on the roof.
Is on the roof.
On the shed. On the shed.
Put some more light on this. So this is my 3-gun competition rifle. Okay, so the idea that you want behind this is you want low recoil, you want very accurate. So we're going to go a real good barrel. You want to run the hell out of a trigger. This is running a Trigger Tech Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
And everything on this is JP with exception of this part, which
really?
Used this lower on another one. But this is a Proof Research barrel. It's carbon. You can't really see it.
Yeah. No, I can see the carbon fiber, yeah. I can see it on the handguard, yeah, but I can't. The barrel is also, yeah.
Well, I'll show you. I got an extra one laying around here. Hold on, I'll show you what they look like.
What are you looking at there, Rich? What's that gun you're playing with while
actually, I got my 5.7, 2 of my 5.7s here. All of my 5.7s.
I remember when you got those.
Yeah. Did you see that 5.7 video we did is now on YouTube?
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah, when we put up videos now, they go first to Utreon, and then when we put up a new video on Utreon, the previous video goes on YouTube. So right now on Utreon, we have a video where we're shooting the 10mm High Point JXP, the 10mm Yeet cannon. Rich wasn't there for this one, but we'll get him out here. We'll do something with
I got my own 10mm right now.
Yeah.
So from JSD Supply, 10mm polymer.
Very nice. Cool. That's sweet.
But I'm still waiting for my High Point.
You need to take that to your local FFL, sir, and have a serial number and plan on that thing right now.
Yeah, there is a serial number. It says FU.
Ah! Oh my God! I got a Lone Wolf lower like that, serialized. And I can't get it to work with anything. And I actually took it to my guy who works on guns. He goes, "We can't get this thing to work." And I was like, all right, well, I'll be over there to pick it up. That was like a year ago.
Oh, wow.
They got my Archon Type B over there. Mm-hmm. Check. So that's the carbon fiber wrap barrel.
Oh, I see you have an extra one of these lying around.
Yeah, that's a proof.
Yeah.
Now, people say the carbon fiber aren't as accurate, but they're lighter weight. What's the scoop on that?
Who is they? I like when people, if they say...
I'm sorry. I've some dude on the internet.
Well, yeah. So most
some
people
person,
say shit like
a
that
genius,
and I'm sorry,
a genius, a Bud Light drinking.
Yeah, he's a Bud Light drinker. So a lot of. So I know people that I respect, and they've had an issue with it, and one's Rex, Fibrous Orbis Rex. Me personally, I've got a 20-inch, which is the upper to that lower that I just put down. It's all JP and Proof Research. and I'm putting a .38 MOA at 100 yards with that rifle. And that's a gas gun. And the funny thing is, people say, well, they're not accurate. The gas gun's not accurate. I says, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Excuse me, Hank. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, we curse. We curse on here.
I didn't realize when we went pig hunting that day how much I was just screaming, die, motherfucker, die. I mean, it was hilarious. So I had to put the thing out there. All right, listen, we got caught up in the moment.
Did you think you were like Slipknot or something like that? Who is it that did that song?
I don't know, man. Die, get some. I should have. Damn it, I missed a good opportunity. But
where is the video from that? Where is the video from that? Is it on the YouTube channel?
It's on the YouTube channel. It's called Hilo Hunting Hogs.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah, we need to.
The guys that were doing it, the pilot was only like 28 years old. He was like, all right, murder him. And so, but it was really cool. He had a little iPad that had the property lines set up for, the different farms. And it was some that, we couldn't hunt over and some that we could. And the ones that we couldn't, he would fly over and like herd the
pigs up to the other property.
Back onto where we could shoot them. All right, now kill them. And we had one mama pig that had like 8 piglets. And I guess the humane thing is to kill the piglets first, because if you kill the mom first and you don't kill all the piglets, well, they're going to starve. So that was the rule. You had to kill the piglets first. And he was like, look at this one. She's a bad mom. She's just leaving all the piglets behind. Oh, it was hilarious. And he was playing rock and roll music in our background. And just a shout out, it was Pork Choppers Aviation was the name of the company.
Oh, cool.
And I'm going to tell you something. So I never realized what beef ribs were like until we went out there, and we went to this place that was highly recommended by the locals. And you pull there, and there's guys in their dualies hauling cattle trailers.
Oh, shit.
Real cowboys, with their hats on and their boots, going in there and so I decided to start cooking beef ribs and at the house. And man, it would take an hour and a half to do a whole beef, because the things were this thick. Let me see.
Yeah, I love beef ribs. I don't even eat pork, but beef ribs, man, that's one of my favorite things.
Dude, and I had, so here's a setup we had at the house. All right, I hope you can see this, but hold on.
Oh, there you go.
Those are nice. This lobster tails, corn on the cob, and salad.
Wow.
These and the Swedes were sitting there going, oh, all right, yeah. So the Swedes, they eat pretty pure. And this is what my life revolves around, guys. This is one of the reasons why I can't do damn videos.
You're too busy living it up.
yeah, living it up, busting my ass. So they never. Y'all have Bojangles? You know what Bojangles chicken is, don't you?
Yeah.
They never had Bojangles. So my wife took some kids to the local indoor pool, and I went to Bojangles and got 2 20-piece tailgate boxes. They had never eaten fried chicken before.
Wow.
And it was like, the kids were like, this is like, they were tearing into it like little Neanderthals. It was cool as shit.
Yeah. Let me get to this. I want to get to this for Jason Fisher, right? He wanted us to ask you this question. He says, hey, Kotaboy, can you cover this gun ban in Washington State? So I'll put it up. There's an article from AmmoLand. Shout out to AmmoLand. Who wrote this article? By Dave Workman. The headline is, Washington Democrats ram through semi-auto ban training requirement. It says, in a 27-21 Saturday afternoon vote, Washington State Senate Democrats rammed through a slightly amended version of House Bill 1240, which bans the future sale, transfer, manufacture, or importation of so-called, quote-unquote, assault weapons. It goes back to the House for a concurrence vote. I don't know if you've seen any of this, but...
I have.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, everybody's jumping on the bandwagon on that one, and it's like some of the reasons you don't hear me do anything on certain items is because it's overdone as it is. Okay, there's so many people. Hey, you're 2A, yada yada yada. Okay, well, blow that shit out of the water. There comes a time when you literally just get sick of it. Okay, so how many other times can we sit here and talk about what they're trying to ban? What will end up happening is they will do the ban, Okay, the governor will sign it into law. There'll be an immediate injunction on it. There'll be a lawsuit. Somebody will grant the injunction based on all the experiences they had before. This is the most, loved rifle in the entire country. I love it when they say you can't transfer. Or does that mean hand down to your kids? Because as far as I'm concerned, no one knows what the fuck I own because we don't have to register these things, nor does anybody else. So it's kind of funny. I don't know what the situation in the state is, but what was the gentleman's name?
His name is Jason Fisher.
Jason, thanks for asking a question. Jason, thanks so much for asking a question. That's a great question. Okay, I don't know if y'all pick up who I'm doing. All right,
you're being sarcastic.
That turd came down to Tennessee. All right, so Jason, one of the reasons why, and yeah, I'll jump on it. I've got a couple things that are, and you know what? What's interesting is if you want to see about gun news, just go here. That's my kid. He's 14. He's 6'2" and 240 pounds. You can go here and just look up news on your phone, man. You'll find all kinds of shit. And I like to deal with the politics stuff behind it. It's like Kamala going down to Tennessee, and she doesn't visit the families. She doesn't visit the guys who thwarted the whole thing. And then they invite these two jackasses to the White House, which leads me to believe that they don't give a shit about anybody but themselves and keeping themselves in power.
Just the narrative. That's it. Yeah.
That's it. It's oh, you poor little guys, you got beat up on today. So no repercussions. Pardon me. Oh, no repercussions for what they did, Jason. So there.
That like, tequila is no joke.
What was that? The dude who always played the drum guy. I'm gonna tell you something. So yeah, I will probably do something on it. I'm getting back into doing YouTube videos. It's one of those things. Is like you take a week. I went a month without doing a video. So it's one of those things that once you get it's anything else, like anything. If you get away from it, it's so easy to just not go back and do it. But then,
I agree with what you were saying right before. I don't know. I think we got some time here. I agree with what you're saying. I think that some things are overcovered, and I understand people's need. Like, especially if you're out in Washington State and this stuff is happening to you, it's tough to deal with that, right? And you feel like you have no power, you have no voice, you feel like you need someone to get things done for you. And that's all true. That's all a valid thing. But I think that there are things getting overcovered, as you said. And for me, I would rather, there's good folks out there doing these things and covering it. So what we should do is look at those people's videos, maybe share their stuff and all that and help them do it. But we need to diversify the content we're giving to everyone, because we are running the risk of just creating burnout, not just with us, but with the audience out there.
Right. I mean, so this thing with Matt Hoover and Irwin, John sent me the article yesterday, and the first thing I do, so I'll see something like Jared will put out a video. So maybe one of the things I'll do is I'll either do a video without watching what he did because I don't want to be influenced by it, or I'll watch it to make sure that it's not something that is remotely close, because you don't want to do that. That's kind of like, that's plagiarism kind of thing.
Yeah, you don't want to parrot.
So but I will read an article and I'll give you my points of view. So it's kind of like a Tim Cass point of thing. I'm nowhere near what Tim Cass level is, but you can take an article and let's talk about this. Let's digest it. Let's figure out and dissect the whole thing and go from there. Jason, I will probably cover this because what they're doing is they're railroading this BS down everybody's throat. There will be lawsuits. You probably see
Bruin's going to blow it out of the water.
Yeah, and then
eventually, that's as Kotaboy was saying, that's like a whole long process of going up, down, up, down, up, down.
Well, I mean, that's Bruin was New York State, and New York State is she dug her high heels in the dirt and isn't budging.
Yeah, so here's what Jason says, just to cover this before we run out of time. He says, thanks, Kotaboy. Appreciate you guys covering this. I'm in Washington, stocked up on lowers. Hopefully the courts block it in the state courts. And the state courts are super political. So,
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Jason Fisher, I got your name, buddy. Well, you might get a shout-out tomorrow. How about that?
That'll be nice. And thanks for asking that question. Like, man, it's tough dealing with this, and I think that psychologically one of the plans here is to break people. That's really what's going on with all of this. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and do the last segment of the show.
The Who Moved My Freedom podcast is made possible by our partners at 2A Commerce. Veteran-owned and with over 20 years' experience, 2A Commerce is the leader in custom e-commerce and web application development in the shooting sports industry. Clients include major brands such as Guard Dog Body Armor, Sylvan Arms, AccuFire Technologies, The Tactical Games, Warrior Knife Company, and yours truly, Hank Strange. Visit 2A Commerce and support this show by supporting them. Once again, visit the number 2acommerce.com.
All right, cool. So oh, wait, what happened there? I don't even know where my face is. Okay, there we go. What is happening? Oh, was that
I got my 2A Commerce shirt.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Show it again. There you go. Shout out to 2A Commerce. Boom. There you go.
Yeah, I got my Johnny B shirt on.
Oh, so. Johnny B. Oh, shout out to Johnny B. Let me see. What am I rocking? Oh, Walther.
Oh, can I tell you a funny story about Walther?
Okay. Go ahead. Go for it.
All right. So they sent me out their big old whatever the PPRST whatever the competition gun, right?
PPQ probably. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever that thing was, I can't remember. Mm-hmm. And that's the funny thing. I can't remember half this stuff that I've got. I have several Walthers, and the PPQ, right? It has the flare, the flared out mag well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the competition, right?
Mm-hmm. It was like the grip was short. Okay, mm-hmm. SHOT Show. I run into the CEO of Walther. Let me tell you something. This is the greatest thing that has ever been invented. And I looked at him. I said, "The grip's too short. What are you saying? We milled this out of a total block of 6 pounds of pure aluminum." I said, "Should have done it with 6.5 pounds." He didn't like. I mean, I don't know how. I'm just direct. I don't give a shit about these guys. And right. And I said, "Shit, you got fucking Mechanic over here is copying your stuff. It's interchangeable. I mean, shit, for half the price, and it's just as good as done." I used to laugh at
Canic stuff is pretty.
Shit. I was like, "Watch what I show you. What you can do with a Canic. It's interchangeable, dude."
Yeah, Canic is not messing around lately, by the way.
No, they got some nice hand cannons, and I've got to start getting some videos out and making my names. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I want to start getting machine guns and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jason says he says thanks. He says he's the guy who sent you the crazy Seattle Times anti-guns comic.
I didn't remember that. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually reading the comments. I took it and pulled the thing over here. Jason, I'm on it, buddy. Do me a favor. Send me that.
What?
Okay, so I've got so many articles that I'm reading right now, but if you could, Kotaboy32 at gmail.com, shoot that back to me so I can make a point of reading it tomorrow. So there was a thing I'm reading now, and it might even be that, but it was like the cartoons. It was so left wing leaning. It was like I wanted to burn all the guns after I looked at all the cartoons. I was like, my God, man, how many more children have to die? I was like, well, none.
All of them.
Yeah. Well, that's when we were shooting the ARs. I pretended on that pig hunt that I was a leftist and didn't know anything about shooting guns, and the guy was like, Jesus Christ, what did y'all put me in? Seriously, so I was sitting there and said, okay, so these have the evil shroud on them, right? These are ghost guns, the magazines with the stuff, 30 gazillion rounds. No wonder you kill so many pigs. They shoot all those rounds out at one time. Dude was just like, what? Anyway.
Listen, I think here's my opinion of all this. I think we, like we were just talking about, we're running the danger of people being burned out with things. Even on our side, we're going to burn people out, right? I think it's good that people are doing the different works that they're doing, but we shouldn't all do the same thing. So I think we should support the folks who are doing good stuff, and then find different ways to. A big part of this is entertainment. So we're trying to educate and entertain people at the same time. And for me, like with this podcast, what I'm trying to do is talk about this stuff and cover it, but also have fun. Like I appreciate you having fun when you're dealing with these things, right? Because if you think about it, that's why comedy is so important in the world and in America, but is also under fire, right? If you look at what's happening to the comedians, the reason why they're taking them out, they don't want us to have fun and deal with things and process things, and that's how we do it.
Expose stuff as it is. When you start exposing their agenda, then the shit goes loose. You're not allowed to do that. And that's the thing that I really can't stand, is that there are certain people out there in this world where you can say what you want as long as you're not saying it against my agenda. And if you do say it against my agenda, we'll get together as a culture and we will cancel you, which is, that's why the comedians want to. But I gotta be honest with you, like Guns and Gear told me probably the best advice in YouTube: do not read the comments. And I was like, well, I'd like to read them. He goes, don't, because we're going to put people out there. First of all, there's some real idiots out there, and they're going to smoke. And it was like, I get them all the time. I look at one dude, I'm just like, why are you here? Oh, you spent a minute talking about you spent a minute talking about yourself before you got on. I was like, well, go away. I don't care, man. Look, dude, I was like, I give a shit about you. But the thing is, like, we're talking about burnout on the YouTube guys. And I'll be honest with you, man, it is a burnout. I remember when I really made a commitment to make this channel something. I was like, okay, we're going to do 3 videos a week. Okay. And then I was put in a position where my job was really, I could do whatever I wanted after 2 o'clock or anywhere I wanted. So I could really go. I was excited to get a build kit. I was excited to get a gun. I was excited to go buy ammo, get scopes. I was excited to get all this stuff. It's really cool, right? Now it's just like somebody sends me something. I'm going, I'll get to it. I got these poor guys from MSA over here, or they sent me the gas mask. And that poor lady, she has sent me so much. I'm just like, I feel so bad.
Yeah. Well, people think it's free stuff, and so, for example, like I recently there was a company. This is not even related to guns. This happens across the board when you're a content creator, right? Folks on YouTube, Instagram, everything. So there was a company I went out to in California, borrowed their van, and I've got a series of videos we're putting up on it. And then I saw the other day that someone on their users group on Facebook share that video, and then there was a guy in there like, oh, I'd like these guys to give me a free van also. No one gave me a free van, and there is no free thing. Even if someone sends something to you, it's not free, because they expect something from you for that, which makes you have to do work, which quite often is work that is more valuable than whatever the actual cost of that thing is.
Oh, for sure.
But, it's insane.
The poor baby had to go to the range and shoot. I would do that for free. I was like, okay, well, you know what we do is we haul cameras up to each one of the targets. Then we have 2 cameras sitting down on us. Then if somebody else is shooting, we have to wait till they're done and off the fucking range to do what we need to do. So there's an hour there. There's an hour and 20 minutes to the range there, hour and range, 20 minutes back. Then we have to edit. By the time, and I don't know what except if we were making $15 an hour, okay?
Oh,
you'd have 16 hours into putting the damn video out. And what I'm getting is, so here's
we
the
don't.
whole
Yeah,
thing.
it's not like, probably if you calculated it, where a lot of people are doing that for pennies. There are big guys who, for sure, they put up videos and it does awesome.
Well, they know what they're making on the video before they even put it out. So
but you have to be really, big. You have to be really big to get to that level. Every YouTuber is not Mr. Beast or something like that.
So we went to Mr. Beast burger place the other day. The burgers were decent. I just had fries left over a few minutes ago. So anyway, but those guys, to get big, one, they had the talent to get big. One, they put the effort in and the money. You don't start out for free. You're not getting guns for free right off the bat. So you have a lot of work. You've got to spend a lot of money to get to that point. And people are like, I want to start a YouTube channel. I said, become a plumber. It's a lot easier.
Do you know what kind of money it costs to drive to California and drive back?
From Florida, that's like from one end of the world to the next. How many miles round trip is that? Let's just talk about what a write-off though.
Yeah, it's probably it's over 5,000 miles, I would say, probably. It took me not 2 days, like about 3 or 4 days to get out there. But I'm stopping and stuff like that.
Is that diesel or gas?
Oh, my van's gas. It's gas, yeah. And trust me, when I was out there on that trip, I went to Death Valley. There were places, I think I paid somewhere like $8 a gallon.
Oh,
Okay,
shoot.
so 5,000 miles. What kind of gas mileage you getting with that? 15?
I get about no. I'm lucky if I get 14 miles per gallon.
14.
Alright, so
Frick, my
14,
Envoy gets 16.
Yeah, dude, this is a
That's
house.
something-
I got a house. I got a shower, a toilet, a stove.
Times, let's say average you were paying 5.5. Okay, that's $2,000 in gas. I like your free van, your free journey. Yeah.
Right.
That's people can kiss my ass. And you know, but honestly, the thing is that so I have like if I show you, all right. So this is my microphone right here, okay, and then that's my camera that sets up in front. By the way, that's a scale. That's a
Is that a Luminox?
Mask.
What was that
Do
camera?
what?
What's that camera?
Lumix.
Lumix. Okay, Lumix. Okay.
Yeah, I got a couple. I got a couple, and there's one right there too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I like those because they're easy. I've got one. You can't stream with them like we're doing here. You could, but you got to download some weird stuff. And I've got a really nice Logitech something or another that does a pretty good. It's all my Teams meetings and the crap.
You know, do you have an iPhone? Do you have an iPhone?
I
Or
do,
are
but it's
you
my
Android?
business.
Oh, okay.
And I just actually upgraded to the Pixel 7, which is this bad boy right here.
Okay.
There you go.
You're an Android guy. That's why you're so crazy.
I think Apple people are nuts. Oh,
Oh, phones are going up now. Phones are going up. There you go.
look at
I'm
that,
an
man.
Apple guy.
So this is the
100%.
magazine I run with that Legion X5. So this
Oh,
will
cool.
make people in New Jersey go ape shit. So yeah. But yeah, so the YouTube thing, you can get burned out on it, but it's nice. All I have to do is put the memory card in it. I have an automatic shutter key right here. Put the microphone down right here. It sounds like you're in a compression mic somewhat. And you do a 5 or 6 minute video on politics or gun control or something like that. You leave some guns up behind you. You don't have to worry about it being demonetized. You do a couple of hey, real quick deal. I got an email from the guys over at Primary Arms. They got this really cool deal on this optic right now. I think it's a good deal, and that's why you're thinking about it. I don't go out of my way just to throw everything out there in the sun. I did learn some things from Brian, and I'm so jealous of what he's been able to accomplish, and what a
Who
super
is that
wonderful
from
nice
who?
guy.
Who are we talking about?
704 Tactical.
Oh, 704.
He's
Okay.
such again, he's one of the superest, nicest guys in the world. He's actually a mechanical engineer, so he's very, very smart. So, and he's been able to turn this thing in. He and I started. I remember we were hung out together when we had like 200 or 300 subscribers, and he's just always been able to figure it out and do well. So, but the YouTube burnout, that's what we're talking about. It's just like once you get to a point where you're not having a video out every day and it's every other day, and it's just like anything else, it becomes habit forming. So I'm trying to jump back into it, also addressing my health and trying to go, stop what you're doing at 12 o'clock, go out for that 3 mile, forced road mark. And, but I'm also getting back to the point where it's how hard is it to do a video on an article that somebody sent to you? It's not. And I got the tools and everything set up together to do it. So why not do it? What's your excuse? What is your excuse for not doing what you need to do in order to get things done today? You know what I mean? And I was getting to that point. I was finding excuses. So from here on out, there are no excuses. So that's my mantra now.
Yeah. I think, for me, how I do stuff, things have to come from a point of view of passion. So I really have to be into that thing.
Yeah.
I get bored. So let's say even doing the van stuff, right? I'll get bored doing the same thing over and over again. So I need to switch that up, because if I get bored of it, there's no drive. That's kind of what moves me. I believe in just living a life where you're doing what you're driven to do. And that changes. You might be in a moment in your life where you have to get up every day and go walk 2 miles and work out. And we all, as you get older, we all need to do that. But that, you need to, even that needs passion behind it, right? You have to have a reason, a motivation behind what you do. It's more than
My wife
just,
forces me to work out.
She does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you know,
Yeah, so I was
she
at a
wants you to
point right
stick
there.
around.
My wife,
Yeah.
my wife is she's so funny because she's like, you know, you get onto these things and you live they're short lived. So like I got into photography and Rich, are you on Facebook with me? Like
I
the
don't
real
know.
Facebook thing?
I barely
Because
use
I've
Facebook.
got I did
Yeah, me
weddings,
too.
okay, because the doctor said it was easier to shoot people with a camera than it was with a gun, so I decided to go ahead and do that whole thing. So I did what is it? What do you call it? Jewelry, product photography, and I got into
Okay.
every little deal there was, and then weddings, and then professional
Oh,
headshots,
you
and
did
then
weddings too?
stuff like
Oh, I hated that.
yeah.
That's got to be
Well, yeah,
brutal.
well, the thing is, you would gather up all your stuff, your backgrounds, and all your lights, I used the strobes, you know, the big 600-watt deals, not lights, and you set all that up at their facility, and then you would go in. I had a guy that actually flew in from Germany to get his photo taken. I was like, yes, and I told him, I said,
Oh,
I
cool.
need you. I want to do your mission statement photo. He goes, what's that? And he was on the phone. He looked up at me like this, and got him. And I said, that's your mission statement. And he's like, that is the best picture anyone has ever. He was really handsome. If you ever seen, well, no, you guys don't watch Ted Lasso. So anyway, then
Not yet.
I lost my passion for that and went into weightlifting, and then I lost my passion for that and got into shooting guns, and then YouTube, and then I kind of lost my passion for YouTube for a little bit, you know. And like you said, Hank, there's a passion that you have to have in order to pick up that microphone, to set the camera up, to do something today. And it is a job. You have to set time at it. I know one of my buddies, his boss is allowing him to work 32 hours a week because it's justifiable now to him to, you know, do videos for 8 hours a day on one day of the week, and he takes Sunday to do the rest of them. So he's actually treating it as a job, but it's actually paying very well for him. He's done very well. So I can see that. But for me, you know, my personal job pays me good enough. I don't have to worry about money. So, but the YouTube is my FU money. Or no, it's my money to keep away from my wife.
So do what you like, man. I agree with that. Yeah, I say do what you like. So for me, like YouTube is what I do. And I put a lot of time and effort into building, you know, the firearms, the gun side, the 2A advocacy side of what I do. But YouTube crushed it, right? You know, once they identify you as someone who is pro Second Amendment, talks about politics, etc. I used to actually talk to YouTube, and they used to encourage me to do like 20% guns and 80% anything else. I didn't want to do that, and so their reaction to that is to just totally lock me down on whatever it is I do on YouTube, but I still do it. Now, that's why I do the van side. That's something I'm into, I care about and all that, but that doesn't have that same stigma to it, so it's easier for me to be successful, let's say, on there, right? And I'm just in the beginning of that journey. But you know what? I still do this gun thing, even though sometimes Lola says, well, why don't you put this energy into that? Well, this is passion for me, so that's why I do it, and I do what I like. So we're on Utreon, so I think we're actually getting a bigger audience over on Utreon now than YouTube allows us to get on YouTube. But obviously, if I'm on Utreon, I'm not doing it for the fans or the money. You know, if I'm putting my gun videos when I take time to produce those things and put them up on Utreon, I'm obviously not doing it for the money, but I'm doing it for me. You know, because there's nothing we can really do right now at this point when YouTube has its finger on the scale. The folks who have gotten past it and are big, they're good. And I'm not saying that people can't come in and be good and take off. We've seen that. But for those of us that they've identified, it's going to be tough until we get their finger off the scale. And if you look at Elon Musk buying Twitter, even him buying Twitter and dropping billions, what did he spend, like $70 billion or some crazy thing?
I don't know. Yeah,
even
49, 80 or 41.
It was a lot of billions. Yeah.
Well,
so
you know what? Look what
he
he's
spent all that money and he still can't sort it out. Sorry, go ahead.
I just stuck myself.
Don't Drink a knife.
I'm not
John's
bleeding.
living the bachelor life.
All right, well, if this is the last segment, first of all, Hank, Lola, you guys, thank you so much for bringing me on. It's been a pleasure and an honor. Congratulations on approaching that 1,000 monumental step. Jeez Louise.
Yeah. What makes you
That's
think
huge.
we're done with you? You're like wrapping up.
It's now the 45-second
When
countdown.
you interviewed me the last time, I was in the Freedom Shack on my phone, and I was like, Lila was like, "Do we still have your info?" I was like, "Well, let's see. Yep, there I am." But no, man, I'm looking. Hey, next time you want me back, I'm looking for. I had a great time. Thank you so much. And
you're
Rich,
welcome, man.
As always, good to see you, man.
Yeah, here's what we're going to do. Just hold on a second. We're going to wrap this up. I know it's counting down. We're going to take this quick break, and we're going to come back here, and we're going to wrap this whole thing up.
That's great.
We wouldn't be able to keep the Who Moved My Freedom podcast going without the support of manufacturers like Safety Harbor Firearms. SHF is a quintessential family-owned small business, totally representative of the American dream. Safety Harbor Firearms is a Florida-based manufacturer of the compact entry stock and the SHTF 50 upper for an AR-15 lower. Also, SHF happily delivers on your Sten gun parts needs. So don't forget to check out stenparts.com and safetyharborfirearms.com.
Hey, ready to come back on? First of all, dude, I don't know why we don't do this more often, but you are just ridiculous.
Because you can't get him on a show. That's why.
That's
he's too busy.
Why. Yeah, he's
Well,
he's
I mean,
too
it's
busy
like what
working for the
happened.
money.
My kids are at the beach, and I'm here. And
No, it's awesome.
and then she tried to talk me into going, "Oh, you can drive out," and I was like, "Okay, so I got to leave at a certain time, get in the hotel, have a 6:30, 7 o'clock call. You need to leave somewhere." And then come to find out, the hotel we're staying in is right on the Grand Strand, and there is no parking at the hotel, so you got to go find parking.
Oh no!
Oh,
like,
jeez, this is too
my
much
God.
work.
And no elevator, and we're on the 3rd floor. So I've got my pack that I got this simple bag that has like my SBR in it, 12 and a half inch barrel. I carry an FNX 45 in it with 3 mags. And so when we went down to Naples, okay, tell you a little story. This is funny. You guys will love this. Your viewers will love this. Okay, so we're sitting at this Naples sporting event. And, Florida is a constitutional carry. You can carry, don't matter. And so I'm sitting there, the last game, we're playing Southern California. And the dudes that are running the flags on our side of the field, I didn't realize they were all choloed up, okay? So they got tattoos on their hands. They got them up their necks and everything. So I just kind of said, "Where you guys from?" "We're from L.A." I said, "Shit, the way y'all walk, I thought you were from San Francisco." Evidently, they did not like
it. Okay. Yeah.
So one guy comes over, "Yeah, you calling us a bunch of what?" So anyway, the one guy walks me, "We're going to follow your ass in the parking lot. We're going to kick the shit out of you." And I just happened to have that FNX 45, and I said, "Not today, you're not." He just he turned around and walked off. And so I just didn't want anything to happen. So there's sheriff deputies all over the place. So I walked up to the sheriff deputy, and I was like, "I got a slight problem." He goes, "What's that?" He looked at me. I was wearing my Memorial 3 gun. He goes, "Dude, I know you." And I was like, "Yeah, I got a YouTube." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "You're Kotaboy32, KB." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "But right now I'm here with my son, and they're playing this big old football tournament. And these cats from L.A., I guess I may have said something out of turn that just they didn't really like. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was funny as hell, but they didn't."
Yeah, you didn't poke the bear at all. You didn't start the trouble.
I didn't know they were going, most people are not going to turn around and go, "We're going to follow you in the parking lot and kick your ass."
Okay.
And I'm just like,
some dudes with tattoos all on their neck. I think
I didn't know.
I know what's going to happen.
It was raining. It was raining.
Did he have any tears tattooed under his eye? You know what that means, right?
They had the hoodies on. Okay, I didn't see them. So anyway, I said I'd appreciate if you just hang tight while this till this game's over and just kind of. And then, sure enough, these guys were kind of trying to walk across the field, and they saw the 2 guys beside me. But the dude asked me, the one sheriff deputy goes, "Well, you're from North Carolina, right?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, you should be set. I was like,
That's why you're here. You're the pro.
Said, do you want somebody shot in this parking lot tonight?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want to run that paperwork.
And I said, he said, yeah, I got your point. All right, yeah, I see where you're coming from. I said, yeah, dude, I don't want to do that, man. And I said, my message to everybody out there, it's fun and games when you carry a gun. But when you pull that thing out, make sure before you pull that trigger, if somebody's got a video camera and they've got a weapon or a knife or a baseball bat and they're trying to kill your ass before you light them up, okay? That's all I can say, because if you do that and you have anything in your family or whatever, the other family's going to come after your ass in a big way. So that's my point of it.
Yeah.
Walk away or fucking run. And I tell
if
you
what,
what,
if you can.
We were talking about road rage earlier, like watching this dude was beating the shit out of the back of his van or his truck at a gas station, and the guy pulled a gun out and shot him dead. And it was like, oh, good kill. I was like, hell no, it wasn't a good kill. He was beating the truck. He wasn't trying to beat him. That guy's going to go to jail. And you know what? The people are out there, they're going to fucking do it to you. So please, before you shoot something, please, words of wisdom. Love that. Please don't do that. John, what the fuck is John's last name? Shrek, Sheriff of Baghdad. Okay. Delta Force guy did a great video on road rage. And like we were talking about, the guy could sit outside. He goes, the really cool thing. And he was sitting inside the car while the guy was, stopped. And it was, acting the beating him up and everything. He goes, right now, you and your family are not in danger. You know what? Insurance is a great thing. They'll take care of that. Don't worry about it. Then the guy picks up a crowbar, comes back and beats the side of the window. He pulls him in the car and pretends to put a gun right here like that. But just don't be a hero. We all want to be. I had a situation where a guy came into it. I walked into a gas station. I actually walked back in the house, got my gun, put it on me, had a white T-shirt on, and as I walked into our local not a service station, but a local convenience store, and this little girl was sitting there screaming and hollering at Jimmy, this guy's Egyptian, and he's just as sweet as, you go now. He goes, you leave, you wild woman. And she walked out, got into a Dodge Charger, Florida tags. I noticed, and these are things when you pull up in front of a damn into a convenience store, anything. Look at the cars that are parked there. Look at the license tag. There's a lot to be said when you have a Dodge Charger with the, and you know what, they got the V6s in them. They got the skinny tires on them. It's a rental car, okay? So if there's a rental car. So this dude in the wife beater T-shirt, big old black dude, beard out to here, gold chains and shit. And all I had to do was I tucked my shirt in. So in North Carolina, we have open carry. This sumbitch was going to walk in there and beat the shit out of Jimmy. When he saw me with a gun, the first thing I said, how you doing? And I said, where are you from? He goes, Queens, New York. I said, welcome to the South. He goes,
right.
Well, may I have a cigarette lighter, please? And I said, hey, have a great day, man. Enjoy yourself. But the thing is, that's like the tags. We're talking about the license tags. He's from Queens, New York, but he's driving a rental car from Florida tags. But here's another thing. With these states that have such huge restrictions on firearms, you get somebody who, drives by you with a New Jersey tag and he flips you off. The probability that guy's got a gun on him is probably not good.
It's zero.
And that's the problem. You get some people who know this kind of stuff, they'll do that. So anyway, that's my words of wisdom. Be safe.
Okay.
Try not to kill anybody this week.
Absolutely. We're kind of doing this a little out of order here. I'm going to let these guys tell you we are going, but thanks everyone for hanging out with us. Rich, tell the folks out there how they can support you, where you're on social media, etc.
Yeah, flyingrich.com. My B channel, Flying Rich Firearms, is going to hit 10K this week, so I'm going to have 10K subs on that channel also.
Congratulations. So, yeah, awesome. KB, for the folks out there who want to follow you, support you, etc., how can they do that?
Just go to KB32 Tactical on YouTube. And also, I just want to give a real quick shout out to my boys, Gorillas and Guns.
Yep.
They're right there in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Good group of guys. And I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me on. Rich, it's always been a pleasure, and Lolo, as you know, you're such a lucky guy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know what? It was kind of thing. You know, I'm not trying to label you or you know, just assume your pronouns, but you know, whatever.
Bud Light, that's my pronoun. I don't even drink anything light. Like I don't even know why everyone's all mad. I'm like, who drinks light beer? If you drink light beer, you got other problems.
Hell yeah, diabetes.
But so here's the thing, man. It was great. Like I've seen you several times since the last time you've been on. It was great seeing you at the gathering. That's what I love about events like the gathering. I think it's awesome, and we need more of that around the country in the firearms industry, not just SHOT Show and NRA. We need these smaller things. It was great seeing you, having you on. I hope we get you on here again. Big thanks to Rich and all you guys for hanging out with us. If you want to catch the audio side of this, it's on iTunes, it's on Audible. You can go to hankstrange.com and get the podcast. We will be back next Monday. We'll be back doing this. So thanks to everyone for being here. It's been an awesome show. I'm going to hit the buttons right now and we're out of here. Gorillas and Guns says he's in Virginia, KB. So there he goes.
Same thing. Whatever.
Yeah. We are out of here. Let me make sure I press all the appropriate buttons.
Just kidding, Gorillas and Guns. He's the man. He does a lot.
Yeah. No, he's cool. Hold on a sec.